Ahoy, wonders, and welcome back to the table.
Whoa.
Here we are. I did a lot of, I'm sure you did quite a bit of writing after last time, but I too have been going through like a bunch of stuff, being like, who's where? Who do we want to go talk to about this whole Armageddon scenario?
Well, you have 4 locations to choose from as of right now. The one you're currently at this moment.
Let me see if I can get them correctly. We got Rite, we got Jahal Cove, the Bluey
Camp.
Bluey Lagoon is what I've been calling it. And then I have other where I only have written legitimate Larry.
Oh man, that's a name I've forgotten.
The places that the realm gates will allow you to go through are Jahal Cove, Rite, Gulliver, and Bluey Camp.
Gulliver.
Gulliver.
So Devil Grin and all the sea slug people and the people on the surface who didn't really talk to too much.
Yeah, well, we were there for a while. It's just it was a lot of traveling.
It was mostly under.
Yeah.
Though.
But I will say this to you though: take heed that more things than the people that you might think that are there might occur should you go to certain places.
Aha.
There could be more.
There could be more.
Yeah, I have people who I assume where they are.
Yep. So last we left our heroes, you had finally spoken to you have spoken to the collective one. He pretty much told you that thanks to all your efforts, between the combined efforts of you guys and Ziaka and the rest of her crew, which have been doing this little globe-trotting adventure while you guys were off getting this one thing to Mead, you actually...
Stunning success on that front, by the way, so far.
Well, no, they actually didn't expect for this to happen, and it's just fucking really lucky that you guys were there because you bridged a gap between Ziaka and the rest of her crew.
Yeah.
So now the collective one is apparently more powerful than he's ever been. He had granted you pretty much a ultimatum if, God forbid, you guys are unsuccessful in taking care of this whole end of the world scenario. He's got you covered, but there might be consequences because he's a big, dumb, stupid god, and sometimes big, dumb, stupid god actions can have big, dumb, stupid god consequences.
Well,
Taking a whole bunch of the population to another realm.
Saving a few million people over all of them dying and maybe a few of them suffering. I'll take that over all of them dying demonic deaths.
Right. Though the main goal is always the same.
Of course.
You're going to find some way to end the onrush by putting Garlux back to whence he came, which is inside the belly of a fucking lich megalodon shark.
All right.
Which means we're going to have to somehow lure him up to Barnacle Bay.
We'll just have to...
A place we were told never to travel.
Wow.
Although you've never heard that. I've heard it.
That's going to be news to me.
But that's neither here nor there. At this point, you now have realm gates that are opened up to all 4 of these different locations.
That's right. I forgot we unlocked fast travel.
Yep. Fast travel has been unlocked for those 4 locations. Ziaka and Red pretty much have told you now might be a good time to take a step back. If you have any closure with any other characters you'd like to interact with, now is the time. You have a lot of time in the world, aka 2 episodes. You have pretty much 2 episodes from now to speak now, forever hold your peace on anything you would like to get done with any characters you have mentioned or seen before. Get any unfinished business out of the way. Do it now, because once you set sail for the Grand Design Pirates, there's no going back.
Okay. I'm glad you said that, because specifically, like, the first thing in Wake's mind is, let's deliver this fucking thing, and then we can talk to some people. But if that's the case...
If that's the last
door... If that's the calamity trigger...
Yeah.
So what I have written down here is, like, there are certainly people in Rite that we definitely want to talk to. Mm-hmm. You know, we got obviously Nedra's up there.
Yes.
There are I don't even know how many allies. Just because
plenty of adventurers out there.
Adventurers Guild there. I'm sure a lot of them are scattered to the winds trying to fix up a bunch of these things and get paid doing so. Mm-hmm. But Sheldon Risf, who we believe to be there, unless he's moved somehow. Obviously, Pliskin's there. Pliskin, very important.
Absolutely.
Can't
Pliskin.
not see Pliskin.
Yeah, from what Red has told you, that Risf is still in Rite.
Yeah.
She knows that much, but she has decided that he's a wee bit dangerous and a little bit scary in what he's studying, to that she's kept her distance away from him.
And Wake is intrigued. horrifically intrigued.
That sounds like someone we should talk to.
Meanwhile, back in Jahal, we got the whole town of Jahal Cove, with Timothy and Abby being the two specifically that Wake would remember. We also have Gloriosa and the whole Knoll tribe out that way
Yeah.
that we met with over on the other island.
Oh, man, I forgot about the Knolls.
Yeah, the raptor riding babies.
Yeah. That'd be fun to see in the last days.
Obviously, I'm pretty sure back in Rite we also had Grammy and Onslow and...
Yep. This is also another good opportunity. I will say this, though. This is a good opportunity to let people know what the fuck is happening.
Yeah.
So maybe they can actually, like, spur some defenses or figure out what the fuck to do about it.
So I think first things first, Rite would probably be the correct choice.
I'd be down with that. That also...
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you guys know. There is no incorrect choice as of right now.
Well, yeah, but as far as like what our characters would logic to, we should talk to these people, see what we can figure out with them. Right seems like a good, like, maybe not
Place to
necessarily
catch up with,
yeah,
or at the very
Yeah.
least figure out who we want, like, you
perhaps not geographically center, but it's where a lot of people come through, especially adventurers and people
Yeah.
looking for essentially a fight. And we've got a real big one coming.
Yeah,
So-
it's a major hub, so it
and
makes sense to go
obviously it's spitting out the hot facts to the leadership there that
Volition.
there is the volition there, that there is a way out in case shit goes sideways. Getting them started on organizing such an endeavor would probably be great, and at least passing around the messages to anybody around a realm gate.
That would be good.
So,
So,
I think
with-
right will be our correct.
Our
all right.
first-
So
our
now
first
we
stop.
shall return in character, as you guys are now standing before the realm gate.
So I think Rite is the correct choice for us to stop back at. It's where we started from, where our little fellowship began. I think going back there to warn everybody and let them know what we've learned here would be the best step. There's some other places that I'd like to go to revisit some people from my past, but this seems like a good time as any, especially to,
Scrung
like-
sits up. Oh, what happened?
we killed a giant spider.
Okay, yeah.
Were you there for that part?
It was
I think he was awake for that
really
part.
big.
I don't know if he was.
Also, we saw the collective one again. You remember him, right?
He's really big.
He was very big. Actually, no, you weren't there that first time.
Scrung like looks up and he sees Ziyaka and Red.
Oh, they're back. Wait, you remember that? That was before you were unconscious.
It was around the same.
You just watch as he like hand shakingly reaches into his front pocket and pulls out a carton of cigarettes.
Good old Scrung. Always got them vices.
Does he know the world's about to end?
I'm pretty sure that's why he's doing it.
I don't give a fuck. This is not my world.
Yeah, but it's the one you're on right now, so it's...
I guess that means in some small way, I guess I should care just a wee bit. But hold on, these are my special cartridges.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, the Blueies know how to grind some really good plants around here.
That
I'm
gobble
sure
green.
they do.
Dave! You got like another pound of these? Bluey Dave just appears out of nowhere behind Chromagil.
Garbage bag.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I got the stuff.
Dave's not here, man.
Thank you! So, he's just piecing all this together. So, basically, at this point now, you know that Red, Ziyaka, and Scrung are here in this location.
At the very least, Scrung, we can get you back to Rite so you can go have words with the, you said, fairy that sent you here?
Yeah, I got some questions. Holds up his gun.
Well, we might not want to start a fight right away.
Oh, that's you, big guy. That's you.
His business is his. I'm pretty sure he'll go his own way when we get
off
there.
to see the fairy, and he just dives right in.
And I guess it's...
And Ziyaka just like stops and like looks through the portal and then pops. She like pops her head through the portal and comes back out. That's not right.
What's wrong?
I don't know what's. Oh, I believe that was the city. What was the one city she's like trying to think about like what the collective one said. She's like, Gulliver. Oh yes, the city of Gulliver. That was the one that he went through.
Oh.
I don't think he's ever been there. He'll have fun.
Right's changed since he's been there is going to be his first assumption.
He just walks back through the gate.
Welcome back.
How was it?
How was your travel to Gulliver?
Okay, good. That's where that was. Please, he like looks over at Ziaka, like puts his hands together and just like looks at her, just like ready to like biting the inside of his lips into his mouth, like. Right, please.
All right. Next stop, correct. I mean,
Right? Left.
Right.
Ziaka.
Closure.
Ziaka begins to like speak in prayer, and the gate that you were looking at before, the light blue begins to show an image, and that image now is the center area of the town of Rite. You actually see like there's an image of people just like staring there, just like gawking at the fact that there's something standing before them. So obviously this must mean that they never saw the portal open up before, and now they're just like, ooh, ah.
All right. Yep.
Wake hops through. What part of town is this exactly, or how far out of town, I guess?
You are at the north side entrance near a market street.
Okay.
Oh, it's been a while.
As soon as you jump through, everyone else, like in the entire like area, like everyone just freaks out and like grabs their weapons.
Whoa, easy.
I hold up my hands.
These are all like townsfolk. Like you obviously know you could take these people, but like
Yeah, but I don't want to.
yeah, I know.
This poses no threat to you. Roll initiative.
They pose no threat. Fight.
Easy. It's okay. We come bearing news.
Chromagill steps through. Hello? Is this the... Did it work?
They don't hear you.
They can't hear you.
And
Hi!
You just watch as one kobold like takes his scimitar and starts swinging, coming at you like.
I hold him back in like that Three Stooges where he's like flailing angrily while I'm pushing back his head.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics, all right. That's a 22.
Nat 1. Yeah, you're holding him by the finger. As he's like
With
flailing
my
around.
ghost hand, like he's just not moving.
Yeah, he's just like sitting there not moving. He's flailing around.
He'll figure it out eventually.
He's using a wooden sword, by the way, so it wouldn't even have hurt you.
He can't even touch my ghost hand. You need silver for that, motherfucker.
He like just like sheathes his sword and just like folds his arms and walks away, fucking defeated.
Being held back by an otherworldly force that he can't comprehend.
We have news from across the seas.
So we have to make our way to the guild hall, if you guys wouldn't mind clearing a path real quick. Don't walk in there. I mean, you can. It's just, why?
You guys like hear like someone like shouting like part the way, part the way. It's a familiar female voice to you, Wake, as a rifle is being used to pry people apart, and you see Polify standing there with her rifle. Oh well, I'll be dipped.
Oh,
You got the portal working again.
That was the name? I had Seagull Girl written down.
A little note.
Feels like it's been ages. We need to get to the guild hall. There's some news that we need to give to the Volition.
Yeah, you're damn right. There's fucking news. You got this working. This hasn't been on for centuries.
Pretty sure we...
That's actually the least of the news we have.
Yes. Although, that is important. There was a large, many-legged spider, which I'm not sure makes it a spider, that we had to kill.
You watch as the kobold with the scimitar like slowly.
You got him. You can get him. Yeah, you will.
All right, well, slow down. I'll take you over to the guild hall, but for now, let me at least get this perimeter closed off. She like puts her fingers to her beak. She whistles up into the air.
How do you do that with a beak?
You watch as you see like fluttering off at the distance, and you hear like the sound of like chainmail from the sky actually rattling. There's like a patrol of Aarakocra flying in. One of them being led by Barabbas Bonebite.
I knew it.
That was the other name. And it was a bee.
Wake just is a racist against birds. They all look the same to him. He can't learn their names.
They eat his people when they wash up on the land.
to say. You know what? Birds of prey.
Barabbas this time looks like he's donning his champion guard, like he did when he fought Nedra. The plate mail is actually very well put together this time around. It's cleaned up. It's actually been reaffixed, and it now has like shoulder pauldrons that like stick out this way and turn into like not gloves, but they're part of the armor that reach down to his wrist.
Okay, so he has gauntleted arms, basically.
Yep, gauntleted arms. And he's wearing buckles down where his legs should be. So because if he didn't have that, he wouldn't be flying.
The fact that he's flying in heavy plate
No,
anyway
that's already
is very
impressive. Yeah.
That is one thing that does pique your interest. The fact that he's doing this while wearing heavy armor is rather strange. He has a shield that's probably just about as big as himself strapped to his back as well.
Man,
It's like a tower shield.
that's a lot of weight to fly.
Been a while, Barabbas. I know you're a veteran of the last one, but how are the preparations going here?
Oh, we've had he just slaps you on the shoulder, just like, it's good to see you, Alfred. Like you fucking waited. You just felt like 100 pounds hit your shoulder.
Oh God, he's flying in that.
Oh, it's been a while. Well, portal's working.
Yep. Bit of effort. Just had to unclog a few things, kill a spider or two.
All right, well, I guess we'll be watching over this, make sure no one jumps in or jumps out. There is nothing that's going to jump out through this, right?
Very specifically, there might be one thing. I think we left behind a alpha Blargust.
Yeah.
So that might be there.
The moment you say that, he turns to everyone else, and you just hear this deep thoom in his voice. Like he just went from friendly bar guy to just fucking monstrous get the fucking line voice. All right, all of you leave now. He takes his shield up, bangs on the floor. The rest of the guard around him do the same thing. Everyone backs the fuck up when he says that.
Speaking of Blargas, the friend that they made last time.
Yeah.
Slowbon.
Yeah, where exactly is Slowbon? Did we leave him behind?
You
there?
left him behind with Ziaka and Red.
Cool. Excellent.
I think that's for the best.
Yeah, smart.
You have no idea how many times we've had troubles with the Blargas. They've been coming from the north a lot more recently.
There's also another one in there. This one's let's say slower.
He's a bit dim-witted, but he has powerful magics that he's willing to use for us.
He thinks he's under contract with one of them. I'm not really sure what went on. I'm not particularly a fan of the situation, but if something were to happen,
We instructed him to stay behind. He shouldn't cause you any problems.
Oh, trust me, he won't. He slaps his shield, and all of them now stand at the ready at the post around the portal. Polfy looks to you. All right, well, now that the boys are here making sure this is all covered up, I'm certain you guys want to head over to the Volition then.
Yes, absolutely.
You see Scrung just step his way past her, goes through her between her legs and just runs down the hall. I'm gonna fucking get her. I'm gonna fucking get her.
All right, take care, Scrung.
Is that something we should worry about?
Not immediately.
He's angry with someone, but I don't think he'll really do anything too.
Apparently a fairy sold him a bill of goods, so he's gonna go figure out what's up with that. I think ultimately everything will be okay.
Besides, points over to Barabbas, your bird sovereign over here seems like he could handle whatever Scrung has to do.
Barabbas kind of strokes his beak. I like that title. Polfy just looks at him with a fucking sighful face, just all right, don't let it get to your head, champion. She knocks him in the side of the head with the side of her gun.
All right, let's head on over to the guild hall. We gotta.
Well, apart from last time you guys were here, not much has changed all that much, apart from the fact that there's been a bunch of Blargest attacks.
Any word from the Navy?
Unfortunately, no. They've been keeping the seas at bay for us. The coast has been safe, but the inner workings of the land, that's going to have to fall on us.
Your former job was messenger, right, Polify?
Yes, it was.
All right, well, if possible, we might need to get correspondence sent out to, at the very least, Gore. We might have a bead on at least his last known position, just because...
Oh, you have? That's good, because we haven't had reinforcements for at least 3 weeks.
Yeah, and this might concern if things go belly up. There might be a way to get as many innocents off of this realm as possible. Let's just say we have a little bit of help from a demigod of sorts.
She just when she says that, she looks at you. Okay, that sounds a little bit above my pay grade when it comes to having to deal with adventures, but I'm certain everyone back at the Volition won't mind that.
Yeah, probably. I mean, they've known a few of them.
Especially since the unfortunate passing of some of the Ash Drakes.
No, when? When?
Pull-
How? Who?
Oh, well, they were sent out. They actually took on a couple of jobs to be the first to go out and take care of the first wave of Blargest and
Of course they would.
Galberzu. And unfortunately, they were the first to fall. Though the youngest Sash Drake is still alive. So there is that. I just wouldn't send a boy out in the middle of the battlefield like that.
No, of course not. I'll make sure to drop by and give my condolences. Is Mite still with us?
Might? She like rubs her face like she's not sure what you're talking about. You guys are walking while this is happening.
You know, their butler and bodyguard.
Butler and Oh, the orc?
Yeah.
Oh, he's still with us.
Oh, thank God.
He's just missing a few pieces.
Oh, no. It's okay. I'm missing a few, too.
Yeah, you should probably get that looked at by a doctor. It doesn't look like it's bandaged all that well.
Nah, don't worry about it. I've figured it out.
You've figured out being an amputee.
Yes.
All right, you know what? Sure, whatever. we have a
You'd
guy.
be surprised. He
No,
makes
I'm
it
not.
work.
No, friend, I actually wouldn't be surprised because I mean we have a guy who's sitting at the bar who can transform into a shark at will.
Oh, he figured that out.
Yeah, apparently he learned how to master his lycanthropy.
I've never met such a creature.
Well, I'll introduce you later, but first we gotta deliver this message.
All right, so you head on over to the guild hall. What once was filled with bustling life, with a bunch of folks just sitting there having a good time talking to each other, swapping stories. It's very light now. It feels almost empty and hollow. There's maybe like one or two people who are around that you can see, but this place has seen better days and better patronage.
Hey, everybody.
You don't really get a response from that. Like, again, this place is not as jovial as it used to be. Like, you could just feel the fucking pressure from this place.
Yeah,
Everyone's kind of had it pretty rough, and they're running thin on adventurers.
Wake just kind of nods.
This place used to seem so much more lively.
You actually, everyone roll a perception check.
13.
18.
16.
You do take notice to one person in particular. It's the red-scaled dragonborn Kowalski. He's sitting off in the corner, kind of like looking at the pictures all on the wall. All taken by that newfangled device, the camera.
I walk up to him. Wake never really spent much time conversing or hanging out with Kowalski, but a familiar face is at least welcome.
Hey, reminiscing a bit.
He turns and looks at you. The entire side of his face is charred and he has an eye patch.
This is oddly familiar.
Whew, rough time, huh?
You could say that.
Yeah.
And reminiscing is one way to put it. Most of the people on this wall are gone.
Wake looks up at the wall.
All the folks that you've seen before, like before everyone else went off to Iberkal, like the whole ship of crew and everyone, they're all on the wall there. Not including the ones in Iberkal, but like you remember the one merfolk lady, Gentle. She's up there. Doc Ramsfang is up there.
Wait, Gentle of all people, she's gone?
You wouldn't think someone who prided themselves in being someone who started war would actually have a heart of gold. Blew herself up for the whole town. She's a war mage, I'll give her that. She went out with a bang. At least she went out with a smile and did something at least halfway decent in everyone's eyes. In this town, she's a hero.
Well, she should be. I feel bad for misjudging her all this time.
Everyone does. But it's good to know at least a few folks here are still out there somewhere. A couple of your friends are still alive. I know a few of them well, but a lot of them have parted ways from Rite.
Yeah.
Rite's dying. No one wants to say it out loud. No one wants to look at the writing on the walls. But as this list of photographs just keeps littering the walls, it's just constant reminders.
I'll say I've never seen a war in my lifetime. Not a real one. let alone been a part of it. But
That's because the people who are out fighting it are getting bit off one by one. Soon enough, this will become a full-scale war. And pray, I don't believe any of us will be back to see it happen.
well, when this is over, when we see this through, I think this town will flourish again. Not immediately. And maybe not in this exact location, but something like it will.
It's very possible
up
this place will
elsewhere.
flourish in an entirely different realm, but we'll discuss that later.
Yeah, we have to talk to the Volition. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Victoria's the only one left. That and the fairy. Oh, you might
Oh.
not have known her by her actual name. Victoria is that redheaded girl's mother.
Red.
Oh,
Wait, even the leader, he's gone? Joe Massacre's gone?
I don't know where that Joe Massacre person went. He just kind of ran off into the distance, off to Barnacle Bay last I saw.
we were told to never go there.
But apparently Boss Man said that it was important that he headed over there for something. After that, we never saw him again. And
I think I might have an inkling.
last time I saw the boss, he went off with Gore.
So he might still be out there.
I've just lost hope.
Well, don't lose hope. When you lose hope, that's it. We can come back from this.
Persuasion.
My dump stat beckons. 2.
He's not impressed. He just looks back at the wall vacant. This is a broken man.
Wake pats him on the shoulder with his invisible arm.
You see him visibly flinch.
I know that look all too well. As someone who was part of the onrush. Wake, war is a hell of a thing. It does things to mortal men. Crushes innocence, naivety. It shatters optimism. This is nothing new to me. But
Do you say that out loud?
I'm explaining this to Wake as like why Kowalski's like
Yeah, and Kowalski's now just staring at you as you're saying this, just waiting for the wrong word to slip out at this point. He's very angry.
Yeah. Wake looks back towards you,
I think he needs to hear it more than me at this point.
and Wake kind of wanders off towards where he needs to meet the Volition.
But if there's one thing I learned, is that things can change in an instant. And honestly, we potentially have the tools to turn the tables in our favor. I'm usually not one for hope, Kowalski. I mean, look at me. I'm not even supposed to be here. You knew that the minute I stepped foot on Rite. And yet here I am.
Persuasion.
Yay, charisma class.
That's why I liked playing Dagon. It was so fun just being like, hey, I can talk you into this.
Ooh,
Don't you worry.
Soft 20.
The man just lets out a fucking massive sigh. Just like pinches his fingers into his face. You watch as the thumb goes in deeper because there's nothing there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to believe it, but seeing's believing at this point. He's not as broken. His voice is not as haggard as before.
And I completely understand Kowalski. I, for one, believe actions speak louder than words.
Well, go do your action then. I need a more rest. You'll find the boss lady in the back. There's no one at the counter. Like I said, this place is fucking destitute.
Yeah. Wake's kind of making his way back there as they're finishing up their conversation.
Chromago would follow Wake. He also is not familiar with war, so he feels out of place in this conversation.
As you're walking through the hallways, you remember that the hallways were littered with like small bookshelves.
Mhm.
One of the bookshelves kind of looks like it's kind of twisting as you're going forward. Do you stop to investigate, or do you keep going forward?
I'll investigate, despite that being my other dump stat.
Well, you guys are with him at this point, so if
Right.
you want to as well, go for it.
A better roll, though.
Investigate.
It's a 16.
Oh. That's a 19.
19?
I got a 10. Chromagil didn't look at it too well.
Yeah, Chromagil kind of is unable to discern what's going on, even
It's
though
a shelf. Big deal.
Yeah.
It's not even the biggest one in the hall.
This is not the sovereign of shelves.
Little did you know it houses the sovereign of books. You're not paying attention to any of these shelves. You're just walking forward.
It's not the size of the shelf, but the contents, of course.
Damn it. You, for some reason, Wake, this feels familiar to you in some way. Like, you've been in this situation before a very long time ago. The bookshelves feel like they're warping, almost like they're making a pincer-like move. You can see this as well. Mm-hmm. Like, the moment you stop, it stops and almost feels like it's rearranging itself to look like it's just a hallway again. But the moment you take a step or begin to make any movement, your eyes watch as the shelving kind of like warps, like it's going in front of you like a wall.
It's almost like they're turning towards us.
Yes.
They're twisting.
Like they're
towards
trying
us.
to turn us towards somewhere.
Yep.
Feels familiar, almost like... I'm going to try to shift one of these bookshelves out. Like, look behind it.
You're going to try and look behind a shelf?
Yeah.
All right, well, the shelf right next to you, you can see it's flat against the wall, from what you can tell. It has a couple of books in it. It's pretty sturdy. It's not like it's empty or anything. A lot of it is information about the guild. A lot of it is stuff about the Volition itself, their mission, whatnot. Books about the various gods of the realm. You kind of like start patting on the side of the wall.
Dunk, dunk, dunk.
It feels like flat stone. Like there's no difference there. But that's behind the bookshelf anyway.
Right. This all seems so familiar to me, but I don't know why. Thought maybe it was because way back when in Jahal they had these like shifting walls that we had to try to navigate around, but no, this seems something more magical, mystical even.
What would you like to do?
I'm gonna do an Arcana check.
Go for it.
That is a 19.
This reeks of abjuration magic.
So specifically with the bookshelves as they're twisting, am I able to discern like this is gonna sound weird? Bear with me. Like exactly what direction are the spines of the books facing? Because they're twisting like this.
The spines
right?
of the book are starting to face you, like right in front of you.
Okay.
So
So
it's like the bookshelves are being pushed inwards to make a wall in front of you.
okay. I get the weirdest vibe that it's almost like something's watching us. Something's trying to. It's almost like a defense.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. There's not much here left to defend this place.
You guys hear a slam go from behind you.
I turn around to see if there's an assailant.
No, but there are two bookshelves all the way in the back from where you entered, now in place of a door.
All right, well, we should probably push forward
weren't
before they
there.
box us in, huh?
Yep.
You guys turn back around to go down the hallway.
Yeah.
There is a shadowy figure standing there before you with a ceremonial dagger.
Wake reflexively takes up a stance and slightly lowers it.
The creature holds up a very bony and dried up hand. It looks like a rat folk's hand.
So my intuition was right.
You know of our tricks then.
Deimos? Or just a follower?
This one is a follower, but you know our name nonetheless.
Yeah.
This one is a messenger from Jahal Cove.
Well, that's great because I have a message to send pretty much anywhere that you and your ilk can get to.
Our services are here in Rite for the time being. Jahal is few in number. They fought a bloody war. They have won a victory. but the cost might be too great for them to withhold. Any welcome news is one my master, or at least one who wishes to speak with Deimos, is a welcome sight indeed. Are you friend?
I am indeed. I've made audience previously. Long ago. Guys, follower of Deimos. Follower of Deimos. This is Chromagill and Morgan. Strong.
Hello. Sorry, I have to do that to communicate.
The figure like flinches and like holds up the dagger.
I mean you no harm.
We're all friends here.
This one has documents depicting something of your nature. You've been here before. A month ago, no less. You had left town. All of you. There were 2 others. Where were they? A Tabaxi and a Saurian, if I recall correctly.
They're currently on a lagoon out to the east right now.
If you want to get there, it's a very quick trip through a portal we just opened.
There's a lot of news to be spent, but I'd love to deliver it all at once if you wouldn't mind making audience with the Volition.
Persuasion, with advantage.
Bless you.
16.
You watch as he holds up the dagger. He like takes it, jabs it into one of the shelves, and you hear him as he turns it. You hear a locking mechanism, and a wall behind him opens up into one of the speakeasy rooms that you were once in before, as you were.
Wake nods and continues.
You remember. You walk in, seeing that there's a woman sitting in a chair in front of a fireplace. She's turned away from you guys as of right now. You see, like, her hand kind of just, like, motioning out with a glass of wine, like, sticking out from the side. This is for about a job. We unfortunately don't have any.
Well, not really about a job. Well, technically it's concerning
Might be a job for you.
Technically it's about a job that's already been taken. And
There's not much we can give in the ways of money as of right now.
not really what we're here about. We're actually here to give something to you. Information. Very important information. I know you're in need of that right now.
She gets up and turns around. This woman, like, almost like one-to-one looks like Red, if not for the different outfit she's wearing. She looks like she's wearing a way more dressed up warlock's attire. Like a flowing gown. Her hands, like the one hand that you saw, looks like a normal human hand. The other hand, however, that's like on her side. Like there's like a little bit of what looks like feathers crawling up the side of her elbow. And they're like a bright red.
It's been some time.
Forgive me, I've taken a bit of drink. Refresh me who you are again?
One of your daughter's companions. We managed to get your book back for you before it was unceremoniously stolen, and then set about this whole onrush.
She rolls in that one. She looks at you.
She would have complained about me a lot. Look, that's not the point. Either way, I'm gonna write this down for you.
Wake begins to...
You turn around, like, when you say that, you actually just watch as there's like 2 Deimos, like, ratfolk followers now next to you with pen and paper ready.
Oh, perfect. This is a lot easier.
We delve in secrets.
As long as she can get one of the copies of that secrets, that'd be great. So, on our journey to the east, we've been set about to deliver some vital pieces of magical technology to the Grand Design pirates.
Oh, you're the one that snake woman sent out. She told us about you.
Yes.
A bunch of people who we didn't think would actually make it, but in any case, I'm glad to see that your mission was a success.
In a way.
We'll get there. It's an ongoing process. But the information that we found is probably more valuable than the mission itself at the moment. As important as the mission is, we may have a way that if this all continues to go wrong, that we can save as many people as possible.
Oh, well, I'd certainly love to hear that. This woman, like, sits down in the chair again. She's, like, holding her face. She looks like she's had a fucking day, and this drink is the only thing that's keeping her from coping with anything you say.
Wake sees a definitive future Red had he continued traveling with her in this situation.
Getting a weird sense of deja vu. But we...
When her hair parts a little bit, like the stuff that's covering the side of her eye, you see little bits of red feathers that kind of, like, peek out from the side of her hair. On her skin.
Interesting. And we had a chance encounter with the Collective One. He was very appreciative of our efforts, has increased the potency of the magical item that we will be providing to the Grand Design in their Grand Design.
Oh, so the snake's hogwash mumbo jumbo actually did something, eh?
He was very big.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm sure he is, dear. Now, I'm sorry, but I'm going to need some proof that this is real. I'd love to believe you, dear. I really would, but
There's a big fuck-off portal at the entrance of town that'll kind of prove a lot of this, but...
her drink, like, she's, like, holding her drink a little bit. She's about to lift it to her face. When you say that, she, like, just holds it aloft, and it's, like, slowly dripping. You have the portal working.
Yes. Had to kill a big spider to get it there.
It was really big.
Although I think it was working before that. But either way, the spider had to die in order for this to really work out.
She, like, sits up, she sits up straight, looks at you, puts the wine glass down, like, flicks her hand. You see the feathers. Now all of you see the feathers kind of, like, sprouting out from where the end of her cloth is. Mm-hmm. Like, her fingertips turn into claws a little bit, and a book enters her hand, and she starts flipping through them. Where, again, did you find this giant spider?
Well, I've come to call it Bluey Lagoon, but I'm pretty sure it's south of Eel's Gate, but I'm not entirely positive the whole location of it. We've been all around.
It's wherever the fairy sent Scrung.
Yeah, we were told that there'd be
She waves her hand and the book, like, flips for her. Chuadenja?
That's the creature, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that thing, it's dead.
It has been slain, madam.
You're welcome.
Its skull is in 3 pieces. If it has a skull. I mean, it might have been like an exo skull.
She, she slams the book and puts it down on the table. She, like, breathes in, like, very deeply. There has not been good news in this town for months. And this is the first one I've heard in quite some time.
Well, glad to deliver it. Significant other bonus. With that audience with the Collective One, we've managed to secure potentially an escape route for potentially millions of people, refugees, if everything goes wrong.
And how will this happen?
Well, these portals that we've opened up should invariably be able to be led into his realm, which has very large tracts of land. It's an entirely separate world from ours, maybe even a different dimension. I don't really know how these things work. You'd probably know better than me. But
Oh, that coincides with everything that stupid little lizard has been screaming about for months now.
Maybe
I really do not want to tell that small little naive idiot that he's right.
I can
really
tell him.
don't. Oh, of course you would know him.
I mean, I probably know him. There are a lot of lizard people, but I'm guessing we're referring to Risp.
Yes, that's his name.
Yes!
Wake secretly success thrust with his ghost hand.
Yes.
She kind of, like, looks at you all. Well, I suppose everything's coinciding with what the snake woman has said before. She came to me with the same idea that maybe the Collective One, or whatever this thing is, would give refuge to our people. It looks like there's some validity to that.
There is. And we need that message spread to as many lands that are close to these portals as possible. That includes Jahal. I look over to the Damai by us.
She actually turns and looks over to the Deimos followers as well. At the end of this, if there's more to this story, please tell it. I will have the rest of these folk gather their things and spread this news across the portal then.
Well, the most I can remember is, let's see, more important bits. We also have a potential ally in the, I guess she's the queen of the Spring Court, I believe it was.
Oh, yes.
The Archfey.
Yeah, the Archfey of the Spring Court. They,
How do you all know an Archfey and are still alive?
We saved her kid.
Yep.
What in...
He's got a cloak.
Yeah, I was gonna say I pull up my cloak of strength.
You hold up the cloak, she looks at it, she's just fucking flabbergasted. She just drops the bottle of wine out of her hand.
Careful.
Oh, he
She's-
made a mess.
She's taken up refuge in a,
Goes
a
to
ship,
wipe it up.
a ship graveyard south of Gulliver. We'll be able to, if I recall correctly, they said that we'd be able to use their lands to travel through in order to make.
Make a quicker trip.
She turns and looks over to the Deimos followers. Are you writing all of this down? They turn and nod to her. She is way more alert now that you're saying all this shit.
Also, I sent my crew ahead of me here. They'd be very distinctly recognizable. They're all ghosts.
That was
they're-
kind of my doing. Yeah.
Yeah, we're friends. And they're.
Undead ghost friends.
I don't know about any other kind of ghosts, but yes. Oh, I mean, I definitely know some that aren't friends. I don't know about this whole
Necromancer.
undead thing.
What is there? She turns and looks to you now because she could just fucking feel the necromancy oozing out of you. All right then, Mr. Necromancer. What are these messengers here for?
I don't do well under pressure. Ironic, since I've done war weight. Can you help me out?
Oh, well, they're kind of. They have a mission that's been left undone, and
They had to protect something.
Kind of in purgatory. They haven't found closure and rest.
And now that we've gotten them their ghost ship back, they're able to sail about a lot quicker than a lot of us, frankly.
Oh, yeah.
And they proved extremely, extremely useful. They battled, God, probably 50 or 60 Blargest while we fought off a few of the
two
Gabrazu that we were engaged with while saving the Archfey's son.
It was quite a summer, let me tell you.
Crawdad is the word that they follow.
Oh, that explains what they were talking about then.
Oh, you met them.
I have one of them right here. She flips her hands over and you see a jar with a wisp inside of it. Oh, hello.
Oh, hey, how you been?
Being held hostage.
Cramped in there, huh? Okay, would you mind letting him out? He's a friend and ally to all living creatures at the moment. Except the demons. I think they're alive. Are they alive?
I have to assume.
I mean, we haven't been able to kill one, so that means, I don't know what that means.
I'll ask Slowbon when we see him.
Okay. Oh, we have a demon ally. Kind of. Sort of. You would have to explain this one. I am not on this side.
So we stumbled onto this Blargest who seemed like he was on the outs with the rest of them, and well, he had some very helpful magic when we needed it, and so I decided rather than kill him on the spot, I'd spare him and see what he did if we invited him along, and so far he hasn't caused trouble.
We tricked him into a pact.
He thinks that he serves us now.
I figured cannon fodder, an extra set of hands, and what better form of chaos than
How
war?
strong is the pact? She just holds her hands up. Just, I know about contracting demons, but how strong is this pact? What are the loopholes?
I mean, it didn't seem very formal. It was pretty,
Yeah.
So he's not technically under any pact.
No, and
He
that's
just believes he is.
and that's the beauty of it, is he's convinced that he is, so that we had to pay nothing.
Madam, if I may, this one is the runt of the pack, if that makes sense. Not the smartest, not the biggest.
We defeated a billion-legged spider. One small Blargest probably won't cause too much trouble.
How many tens is a billion?
A lot.
Oh. It adds up. There were a lot of legs.
Mushroom, your name, please.
I'm Chromagil.
Yes.
Known for my colorful gills. Just kind of frills them at you for a sec.
Wake nods.
Chromagil. Do you see how destitute the guild hall is?
It is rather empty, though I've only been here once before. Maybe the bustle I saw was the strange event.
Do you know how many Blarguests it took for that to happen?
No, I can't say.
Holds up one finger.
That
seems that one
Blargest crippled Rite.
one.
Sure this wasn't a Gabrazu, madam?
One of the little wolf goblins did all of this.
Was it like subterfuge? Because I feel like it
Indeed.
wouldn't have the firepower.
No. Dealing with it by itself was not the issue. It's its mission. You see, we've taken on an influx of folks coming in from Gulliver, expecting them to be allies with us for a little bit of extra help and support in taking care of the Galbrazu attacks coming in from the north.
We traveled through Gulliver. Nice people.
Although they did seem to be a lot more into closing themselves off than sailing out, I'll be honest.
That's probably the reason why this all went down then. Those that we brought in were not actually from Gulliver. They were the demons in disguise. They made themselves useful throughout the town guard. Within a few days, we discovered one who was out of disguise as a dwarf. By then it was too late. They were in pressure points within the center of town. All the guard posts throughout the entire city. Overswept in one night, and as the Gabrazu attacked, we had to send out the adventurers as the only means of defense. We recovered, sure, but the numbers we lost were very great. These are not middling creatures, Mr. Chromagil.
I don't believe your caution is understood.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I don't believe you. She like crushes the fucking glass in her hand.
I was opening with, I don't believe they're middling creatures, but I was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead with like, no, I hear your tale. We will take more caution with this one that we've tumultuously enlisted, and perhaps
The only reason we were able to stop it was one was trying to make some sort of pact in the middle of the monastery in town.
his name wouldn't have to have been Slowbon, would it? Catch a name? Was he a bit slower than the others?
No. We had no idea there was a difference between them being slow or being on the up and up. That's probably something you have discovered.
This one's intellect just seems significantly less and much less malicious than others that we've met. So it seemed like an easy deal. But understanding that they can be so deceptive, I will watch him with exponentially more caution, ma'am.
I don't need you to watch him, Mr. Chromagil. When the time comes, I need you to kill him.
Speaking of which, we have a very easy way to send them back to their realm.
Oh, yes.
We discovered this trial and error, and I don't really remember how we learned this. I think somebody taught it to us, but I was going to say that one of the things that I think we need to do is around the perimeter of the land, we need to dig trenches, fill it with as much dry wood and oil as you can, because as long as there is a pyre that is taller than them, it will send them back to their realm. I don't know for how long, but it worked very well for us at a campground.
That makes sense. You've seen the Dragonborn outside, yes?
Yes.
I guess that is the reason why he came back victorious in the first place. He was pushed into a fire of his own creation, but when he stepped out, he was harmed, but nothing followed him.
Makes sense. Adds up at least to our experience. Went through a lot of lantern oil, I'll say that much.
It was a big fire.
A baptism of fire.
Well, this is all very well and good information. Do you have any more, then? I'm sure the scribes here will have plenty of things to speak of to those when the message goes out.
The, tieflings. They may be spies.
Oh, yes, we've captured one.
Have you?
Indeed.
Where did you find this one?
Hidden in the monastery.
Isn't that...
I hold up my hand.
Would I be able to make audience with this one?
It's under the eyes of the old monk inside there, the turtle. For now, the creature believes it is not an actual Gabrazu, which is very nice, and the only reason why we haven't sent anyone in to kill it is because it hasn't shown any signs of wanting to change. But it is infernal nonetheless. Through the turtle's teachings, we have discovered that this thing is a little more innate with fire than to most liking.
Wake hears through the turtle's teachings and stops an eye roll.
Okay. Held it back. Good control, Wake.
The creature is fine. It is not... the creature is fine. She remains inside the monastery, unaware of what's going on. We've kept the creature in the dark, so not to spur any infernal holdbacks.
For the best. I'll make a stop by there later.
You wish to converse with this thing. What do you plan to tell her?
Nothing of her origin. But I believe that all of that is my business.
With all due respect, Mr... what is your name? Oh, wait. My daughter spoke of you, Scalebound.
There we go. She's sobering.
Ah.
Yeah, she's fucking... she's waking up. And every time, like, she gets, like, a little growly in her voice, you see, like, a little bit of flame, like... Not, like, huge flame, but, like, a little, like... You know when you turn on a stove and, like, that initial just, like, little spark is there? It's like a little wave of that is covering over the side of her face.
Yes. That's my name.
With all due respect, Mr. Scalebound, I've lost a lot of people here. A lot of close friends, a lot of allies, and a lover. And we have something in this town that could repeat that again. It's not aware of it, but it is a time bomb nonetheless. What you say to this thing is my business.
What if we took this time bomb away from town?
And let it go free out into the arms of the onrush?
No, with us.
There would be no freedom. Not to the onrush. She's my student, and her name is Nedra.
I'm aware of what she calls herself. I speak to her with the utmost respect when I see her. This creature does not know of her origins. So you'll have to forgive me if my coldness seems odd to you, but I think I have the right when most of my entire civilization has been wiped away.
You can't hold her responsible for
I
others'
will
actions.
not. I will not hold her responsible. She has done no crimes. But know that she is under watchful eye due to the fact that she is tied to what is doing us harm. I believe the only crime she has is punching a goat so hard it fainted.
That sounds about right. I haven't known her long, but...
She has been known to enjoy. And it wasn't punching. It was petting.
Pugilism.
She is just a very heavy petter. She has learned a lot of restraint.
The goat exploded, Mr. Scalebound.
Yes, and
She used 2 fingers, Mr. Scalebound.
I am
And imagine
aware.
having the power of that on your side in the coming threats.
I have thought of that, Mr. Crow McGill, and I will not have that in this town! Her entire side of her face just goes in flame. I will not have something with that kind of power be on my side or the enemy side. We have spoken of this in great detail, and one of the other options was put it to use or kill it. I favored on the neutral side and letting it stay away. Locked away in a monastery, believing that everything is fine on the outside world. I will not shift that balance. This town, this world can't cope with that loss.
Krovigo kind of just shrinks just a little bit of like, okay, I understand.
I'm sure we've given you a lot to think about. We have given you as much information as we have.
Plenty.
We do have further business, and it sounds like there's a lot of organization that needs to be done with not a lot of hands on deck, so I feel like we've taken up enough of your time.
Despite my feelings on the matter, this information was very useful, Mr. Scalebound. I will make sure that our guests here, they are very good at spreading word. And I will make sure that what we have learned here today will be spread around all those who would listen. A battle is coming, Mr. Scalebound, and I believe that your mission will incite that. If that's what the snake is to be believed. I'm sorry, that was the drink speaking. My daughter-in-law is speaking of that.
Wake nods.
Be on your way, then. I have much to discuss with the Deimos.
Bows and starts taking his leave.
Krovigo does as respectful as a bow as he can. Though we may feel differently on things, I have the highest respect for you, and I hope everything turns out well.
She just waves her hand, be on your way, then.
Oh,
Revenant.
Madam.
She throws you the jar.
I was afraid to ask, but thank you.
Where are we
going?
Shut up.
on the way out, Wake will ask Kowalski if he's still reminiscing at the.
He's still
wall
there looking at
photos.
the wall.
do you know where Risf is holding up these days?
Oh, this small kobold.
Yeah. Might be tan and black of scale.
Last I remember, he requested a wizard's tower. He's in the domicile area to the east of here. You can't miss it. No one goes near it.
Thank you.
And Wake begins marching that way.
All right. You're welcome to ask if he can find anyone else you wish to see. Polify's there too, by the way. She's just waiting outside for you guys. Well, what happened?
Gave all the information that we had.
As we're walking towards the.
You tell her
wizard's
everything?
tower. Yeah.
Let her know everything that we had, and basically let her and the Daimai have all the information to spread with it as they will.
I see. Well, and you're telling me that you would want me to send this out to Gore then? I'm sure,
If possible.
well, if you know where he is, where was he last seen?
I give her the directions to the port, basically directly to our east, and like the little inlet of land out that way, between here and Zealous, that we last ran into Gentle and Pavsravi. There we go. I remembered.
It wasn't.
Okay.
And that was, I know they were there waiting for Gore.
All right. Well, you have given her a mission. She looks to you and just nods. I'll make my preparations then. It's nice to see you again. Is there anything else I can help you with while you're in town? I know stocks are a little low. We do have some supplies. Some of the shops are still open. A lot of the folks are just pretending to hope that this town is still going on like an everyday thing.
If you could... Do you know where Onslow's been holding up?
Onslow? Is that...
He's the large gator man that we were traveling with when we first met you.
Last I saw him was about maybe a week and a half ago. Him and his companion, lizard folk, they came in, collected their pay, and they said they were heading home.
Wake nods, thinking he understands what that means.
Said he had some unfinished business with someone who he hated that won't die.
Yeah, it sounds like him. I'm sure we'll make a stop out that way. He will,
Chromagil, not really knowing Onslow or what's going on, just kind of looks at Morgan. He's not talking about you, is he?
No. I'm already technically dead.
All right, well...
Well, if you want my advice, I know that while Barabbas has been kind of stuck here once in a while, my sister, Mary May, has been taking care of the town as well. Barabbas has been kind of cooped up, stuck in town, just making sure everything's all right. Maybe some fresh air with him would do him some good. I know his services are open, so if you need a gladiatorial champion on your side, he might be able to lend a wing.
Well, once he's figured out the whole portal situation, we'll probably stop by there on our way out.
Well, best of luck to you. As she gets a running start and then flies off to the coastal port to talk to all the naval folk.
To you as well,
He says as she takes off.
So you're heading over to where this wizard's tower is?
Yeah,
Yes.
gotta go see Riff.
All right. As you guys are walking, I need you guys to roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Can't miss it, they say. Ooh. With a 12.
6.
14.
Okay, well, thank God Chromagil's the only one who sees this then.
I wonder what a wizard tower looks like. Is it that?
No, you pretty much you're pretty much aware of what's going on. You're looking around town. You're in a residential area. Like, it's just a bunch of housing. There are folks just sitting out on the street. They don't really look too happy as they usually were. Like, a lot of folks just like seem a little wary as you're walking through. They're like kind of relieved that there are some adventurers, but they haven't seen you in quite some time, so they're just like, oh, very well. We'll just leave them to their own devices then. Come and get it! Come and get it! You hear that, Chromagil. As the hustle and bustle, you look off to the alleyway to the side of you. You see a gangly old woman with a broken bell just like waving up and down. With a small little stand and a cauldron right next to her.
Is one of her hands made of metal?
Yes.
Isn't... Kind of nudge Wake. Didn't... You know her.
Wake sniffs the air.
Wait a minute.
Come and get your seagull stew!
Yes!
Wake bolts it.
Detour!
She was going to be one of the stops, but now she's the second stop.
Come and get it. Welcome to the secret ingredient. Oh, it's you.
Hi, Grammy. Been a while.
Has been a while.
Yes.
I've sent a spy to watch over you for quite some time.
Cool.
Really?
Yes. Behold. She like snaps her fingers and out of the cauldron you just watch Yit kind of like scurry out.
Wake lifts him up with both hands like a fat cat.
Oh, look at you. You've grown.
Yes, I have. Watch. Yit turns into a duplicate of Grammy.
This is more awkward.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I have seen that. Usually I think I'm making a mistake.
You hear this in stereo.
Wake sets down the Wake sets down the slop-covered Yit Grammy.
And it transforms back into Yit. And he scurries back on top of the cauldron. What can these old bones do for you?
Bowl of soup, please.
Yes.
I have not eaten good in so long.
I not many secret ingredients now and then.
No,
All
not
because
really.
of those stupid demons. Only I can find some way to send them back to whence they came, and then all the ingredients
Fire.
will be back.
They hate fire.
Her eyes just like stop. You just felt the entire world stand still as this hag turns her fucking head right to you.
She does a 720 with her neck.
Quite literally, it sends them back where they came. It's we found that out not super long ago. It's really useful. The fire has to be taller than them, though. That's the key. Lots of fire. So don't do it. Kind of like look around at the residential area. Try not to do it around here, probably.
Wake's just munching down on the soup, bones and all.
Aren't you, like, married to her?
I'm married to many salty sailors.
Good for you.
Oh,
Why
well,
are you available?
I'm dead.
Answer the question.
speaking of that, Grammy, do you know anybody out in like the woods that way? Because we came across a very haunted old place. Really wanted to kill those two and probably me, but I got out of there.
Is she along the coastline?
Yes. and-
Somewhat.
Is her familiar that of frogs?
Yes.
Good, I hate that bitch. I'm glad you killed her.
Well, I didn't kill
Well,
her
it's-
necessarily.
Well, I was
but
hoping you did, but
Really?
if you did, that just hits all the spots for Grammy.
She was super dead beforehand, but I really fucked up her house.
Yeah, we strongly inconvenienced her not so resting soul, I think.
Brunhilde was a bitch. I'm glad you took care of her. She used to hobble all the secret ingredients for herself, and all the food that would have gone to waste for all the pleasant people of the coastline.
She did not
May
seem to like
Kelpie-
people.
May Kelpie condemn her soul.
I mean, probably is. Certainly doesn't seem happy.
But you've made Grammy extra happy.
Yay! Seconds, please. Holds out bowl.
I'm very glad that you like this. Unfortunately, we had to use very simple stock this time around. Though the seagull is in season, there's another secret ingredient. Guess what it is?
Oh, man.
Oh, and the both of you. Here, you're tried to the bone. You have one, and you have one. I don't care if you're dead. I know you still have taste.
You're gonna love this.
Okay.
Wake recalls that the
No! Drink it. Before me!
Wake recalls that the first time he ever ate.
Gil just kind of splashes it on his face.
Everyone roll con saves.
Yay!
I'm finally a character with good con saves.
18.
19.
14.
Now guess the secret ingredient.
Wake will.
With survival check.
With a survival check, okay.
Oh, damn it. No. I've got such a good Why would I get a nat 1? Oh. Damn it, Grammy. Even beyond the grave, you hate Ezra.
Say 24.
16.
You want to take a shot in the dark, but you've had some strange things on the way to out in the open waters. Wake, this is very easy for you, and you don't want to admit this, but you feel like this is whale meat.
Where'd you find whale?
That's very good.
The concept of taste eludes me. But I do like this.
as it drips into your fucking skin.
It's revitalizing, sure, but couldn't tell you what it is.
So let me go ahead and tell you what exactly it did do. It was basically a bless spell.
Oh.
All of you feel like invigorated just like hearing that. You're like, oh, that sounds, whoa, what the fuck?
Get a plus D4 to things.
You get a plus
Okay.
D4 to any sort of
Attack
ability
rolls
roll.
and skill checks, I think.
Well, I'm glad you like my food, and it's very hard for Grammy to find anyone who is appreciative. She looks at everyone else on the street of her fine cooking.
You know,
What a shame.
It is. But you know what wouldn't be a shame? if we stopped all of this and everyone else can have my cooking.
I agree wholeheartedly. In fact, we have one big adventure that we have to go on, and an empty kitchen. Would you join me again, Grammy?
Roll a persuasion check.
With advantage because I technically own her?
Oh, no. You do not own her.
I
She
did-
owns you.
You best answer that again!
With advantage because she technically owns me? I don't know. Persuasion is a 14.
Where is the ship? The entire docks are taken over by those cronies from the Navy.
Oh, our ship is actually in a completely different dock through a portal at the north side of town.
Say what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we opened a portal.
Killed
You can kind of shop your food around to plenty of places with ease with that, more than likely.
New ingredients.
Her fucking, like, you just want... It's basically like a Courage the Cowardly Dog cartoon where the fucking smile goes well above the head.
Also, there might still be time. You seem like you're interested in diverse and unique and exotic ingredients. There was a creature we slain. It was a spider with so many legs. If you go through that portal, you'll be pretty darn close to its corpse, and it's enormous. Secret ingredients for a lifetime if you can preserve them.
You
Oh,
watch...
also, I reach into the bag. I'm not using this anymore. Hand her my arm.
He has a new one. It's better now.
She, like, takes it by the wrist.
It's a bit old.
Her
Dry
tongue,
aged.
No, her tongue kind of, like, slithers out like a snake and licks it. Gentle repose. Holds it, puts it in her cloak. She, like, bends down. She bends over from her stand. She pulls up a little sign. The shop is closed! All of you clowns leave! I'm off on a business trip. She puts on a sun hat, pulls up a suitcase, and takes Yit under her arms. Grammy can now join your team.
Yes!
I pat it on the head. Ding, ding, ding.
Grammy is also known as a salt magic witch.
Salt magic
Finally
witch.
have a real class. Sea Hag just wasn't quite enough.
Where's this portal of yours?
Just out to the north of town there. You can't miss it. There's going to be a huge commotion and a very angry large bird by it.
She sinks behind the stand. You hear a thunderclap and like it's like clouds part away. She's gone.
You're going to love her. She's great.
She seems fascinating. She'll probably have all kinds of stories.
Yes.
Yep, I was waiting for quite some time now to be like, yo, listen, I'm waiting on a certain book to perfect witch, and they finally did. So now I'm just like, I'm gonna give you guys the option.
Nice. She's finally a combat class,
Yep, she actually is a full legit combat class.
which theoretically makes her weaker. Because before she was unstatted.
Yeah, she was just
oh, you don't know what level she is.
I really don't.
I'm not gonna divulge that information.
I'm not going to ask.
traveling with a level 20 salt witch or something.
I mean, think about it. It's like Gandalf in the Fellowship. He's way above their pay
It's
grade.
true.
I mean, yeah.
Well, congratulations, you found the optional the optional character you could have collected from Rite.
Oh, I was.
We were gonna seek
She
her
was
out.
on my hard list of people I wanted to recruit.
All right, so you keep heading over towards. You try to find this tower. After a while, you kind of aren't actually sure where you could find this thing, even though you've been told that, like, hey, you can't miss it, but people also... There's another thing that Kowalski told you, is that people try to avoid this place. So you're not technically sure which way to go. So you're not just standing in the middle of the crosswalk. There are still people around. What do? You're at the corner of a flower shop. On the other side is a baker. The other side is just a residential house, and on the other side is just another residential house.
Chromago would instinctively head towards the flower shop. Just all the plants and stuff he would feel attracted to.
Dying!
Oh, hello, friends. Hi. We're looking for a wizard tower that's housing a kobold who might be multicolored scales. Would you know where that is?
Oh, we would, but why would you ever want to do that, friend? As like a gnome lady is like behind the counter, just like tending to her to a bunch of plants.
Wake, meanwhile, is scaling the building to try to get a higher view.
Athletics.
Ooh. That is a 22.
Yeah, you get up there with no problem. But you're stopped as soon as you get up on the roof. You're stopped by a Aarakocra with a pistol aimed at you. You want to explain yourself, citizen?
I'm looking for a tower.
I'm just flat out ignoring the Aarakocra. Wake is not scared of bullets.
So roll a persuasion check, Chromagil.
Oh, come on. 7.
7.
Yeah. I'm not going to
The
use
moment
my
you
silver
mention this
tongue for
multicolored
this.
kobold, she's the gnome lady behind the counter's a little wary of that. She's like, "Oh, he's just a lunatic. Why would you ever want to like talk to him? He's no between you and me. All of the stuff that he talks about almost makes him sound like he's no worse than that Blargess that keeps coming around town."
A Blargess that keeps coming around town? Like a specific one, or
the ones that just ransack our place. The guards take care of them, but they're a big problem now.
Well, I'm traveling with one of the kobold in question, one of his old friends, and he seems to know what might be plaguing him and making him seem so strange. So we wanted to speak with him.
Well, if you're brave enough to go ahead and head on over to that tower, it's a few blocks down. You won't. It'll look a little off from all the other buildings. The building itself, it may look like a normal housing unit, but it also is merged with many different materials on it. Stuff that doesn't seem like it should be made on the coastline.
So just look for a building with kind of strange materials attached to it?
I think people would call it, with an Nat 20, she fucking knows her minerals. Limestone and obsidian. Some of it is laced with it. At least that's what some of the people I overhear say when they walk past it that know more about it.
Well, all right then. I'll keep an eye out. Thank you so much.
Casual conversation. Huh, that looks like limestone mixed with something.
Is that limestone? It looks like obsidian.
It could be something else.
Also, I kind of like point at the plants. They could use some watering. They seem like they're suffering. Anyway, bye. Cheers.
Wait, I wish to grow you.
It's kind of just like a little scratch with like a couple spores.
She's happy that she actually caught on with what you caught on to what she asked.
Just kind of scrapes off a couple spores that just filter into some soil.
Yeah, she takes a pot and like asks you to put it in.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you, friend. Here's 50 gold for your trouble.
Thank you.
Wake climbs back down. I didn't see anything that looked like, continuing to ignore the Aarakocra, pointing a gun at the back of his head. I didn't see anything that looked like a tower.
There are multiple Aarakocra on the ceilings on the roofs of the building with rifles looking at you guys.
According to the flower shop owner, the tower we're looking for is a few blocks that way, and it will be made of limestone and some other things, like obsidian, perhaps? It seems like it's made of strange, not local materials.
Oh, well.
So it should be pretty easy to spot, but it's that way.
Follows that direction.
All right. As you keep going, the buildings are starting to get a little bit more dilapidated here. Like it looks like it's just poor maintenance here. Some of it actually looks like there's holes from like a scuffle or something. Probably this place is one of the epicenters where a lot of the Blargess have attacked. The guards are now there are more guards now here than ever before when you saw walking through. They're still letting you go through, but they're just eyeing you at this point because, a bunch of civs walking through a broken up piece of town.
That's cute. We look like civs.
Well, remember, this is an adventurers guild, so, it's strange, but not too strange that they're seeing you walking around. You make it down the road. You get to a dead end that's kind of like part of the wall of the outer wall of the entire city. You look to your right, and you notice that there are 3 buildings that almost look like they're attached to each other in some fashion, but not through real, agricultural means. They're, actually, it almost looks like the material from each house is kind of, warping into the center house.
Okay, so kind of like a gradient duplex.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, well. That must be it, and
This looks like it.
you know what? looking at it, half black, half tan. Wake just kind of nods. Makes sense.
So you head on up to the door. You knock on the door. There is a gargoyle's head that is sitting right in front of you.
Hey.
Is it anyone inside?
Does this gargoyle look familiar to Wake?
Roll a knowledge check.
I will say its name if that gives me advantage.
It does.
Carble?
Yep.
All right. Even though I know its fucking name, does a 13 get me there?
It does. It does.
Oh my God, Carble.
Hello there.
Oh, I haven't seen you since. Oh God, it's been so long since we've been to Venin.
Yeah, man. My body's been broken in all kinds of manners, so here I am now, just a working head.
How long have you been here?
Probably about a month or so.
How's Calliope? Everybody down there. I haven't been able to stop back ever since.
I haven't seen her in 3 months, lad.
Oh, well, longer for me. It's I hope she's doing all right.
Is the gargoyle part of the building, or is he just...
From what you can tell, that's what you can see. Like, it looks like it's melted into the door.
Wow.
So what can I help you gents with?
Oh, we're here to see Risf. Here, this is his place now, and I guess...
You actually want to see him? Most people come here with pitchforks telling him to burn the witch.
Well, no, I'm not here to burn him. Yeah, he's a friend.
Oh, that's great. Poor lad could use some friends. One of his other buddies just hit the drink and unfortunately couldn't be doing some jobs anymore.
I was gonna talk to him later. Maybe we could see him together, but
Well, in any case...
Am I allowed in?
Yeah, if you're allowed in, come inside, lad. Hold on a second. His entire mouth opens up and it opens up the doorway. You have to walk through Carble's mouth to get in.
Thanks, Carble.
Big.
Oh, you should have seen him back on Venin. He was helping out a lot. He helped us fight a Wendigo.
Oh.
It ate my arm.
I'm going to assume I know what a Wendigo is.
It got better.
The 22.
I was a deer at the time.
Yeah, that's a creature that has grown the taste of flesh, has grown for the taste of flesh, that it warped itself. It's almost like a druidic curse.
Oh, wow. Those are... I've never met one in person, but I've heard they're bad news.
That's some foul shit to you.
Yeah.
Oh, man. My buddy Eloy knocked him out, and we just plugged dynamite all over him, drenched him in oil, and just lit him up. It was honestly kind of funny.
Wake reminisces cloudy-eyed for a moment.
Do you guys walk inside?
Yes.
Thanks, Carble.
The door closes behind you. There's no gargoyle there.
I hope that's not unpleasant for him.
No, mate, it's fine. You hear his voice reverberate around the room.
Oh, okay, good.
What's the interior of this place look like?
The interior of this place, it almost looks like this used to be a inn. A lot of the dressings of like a reception desk at the front and a staircase that leads upstairs, like
Used to be the Flappy Stingray. Was that the one that was here?
Man,
That's the one back in Jahal.
Damn.
That was
Man.
the first one we ever went to.
See, the problem with that, you saying that out loud, I was about to say with a knowledge check, he would have known it was the fucking Flappy Stingray interior.
Shit! Well then, okay, I took that reveal away. Whoops.
It's all right.
This place feels oddly familiar. Maybe it's a place you've been before.
What's that one place you told me about? The something something.
This place looks fucking dilapidated right now. Like, not through misuse, but like just time has taken its toll here. Like there's cobwebs all over the place. There's still like fixings here. Like there's ivy growing on the walls. There's a couple of potted plants off to the side. The pantry in the back has a little bit of food stored there. It looks fairly like fresh. There are tables off to the side where people would go eat and drink. Most of them are just dusty from not use, and one seat is there. It has a mound of books on top of it and a candelabra that's still lit.
Wake runs his hand along a old card table.
It feels cold.
Risf? You here, buddy?
As you run your hand along the table, Your hand kind of also almost feels like it's touching water. It's solid. You can feel it's solid, but it just has that weird cold material to it. Like, almost like a flash breeze just like hit you, but it's only when you touch on the table itself.
Like touching cold marble.
Yeah.
Kind of like takes note of that, looks at his hand weirdly.
Hand's fine.
It's Wake. I know it's been a bit. Month or so. You here?
No answer?
No answer.
Maybe he's further in.
Anyone want to... You can roll perception investigation of your choosing.
Wake's gonna wander over to the books and kind of peruse those, see what the most recently used one is. Obviously the one that's on the table and probably open.
I'm just going to look around with some perception.
Same.
This would be investigation, I'm guessing. That's a 14.
Okay. What did you guys get?
16 for my perception.
12.
16 and a 12. Morgan, you pretty much just walk around and notice that some pieces of the wall look like they shouldn't be there. Almost, it looks like a piece of rock is forming on the side of it. So, like, you walk to the left, there's wood, and then out of nowhere, like, it almost should be jutting through it, but it's like, almost looks like it's clipping through the wood of the tavern. It almost looks like the cliff face of a rock that kind of just, like, juts out and then juts back in, and it's back to wood.
Huh.
Chromagill, you feel like you're walking on grass, but you're stepping on wood. Like, it has the moisture of grass, and you can feel the plant matter underneath your feet, but when you look down, it's just wood.
This seems like an odd place.
No kidding.
You look on the table. The most recent book that's opened as of right now is a book, is a small journal that looks like he's been writing in it. When you peek at it, you can't really, like, catch a lot of the scribblings because a lot of it looks like it's just drawings and incantations. But something about it says that there might have been a way that he, through something in the void, I might have been able to find a way to merge memories.
I have no idea what that means, and I probably wouldn't if he explained it. But I'll ask him anyway.
You're right in front of the book, right?
Yeah, I'm
The book closes.
Did you
watch
do that?
You hear skittering as the book kind of just, like, gets up, and then almost like it's being grabbed by something, and then just, like, kind of, like, moves away from the table.
I'm going to reach out as if to grab by the scruff a small dragonoid creature that has turned itself invisible.
Roll me a acrobatics with disadvantage.
What's that? That is still a... Sorry, give me a sec. Modified 20 on an 11.
Modified
My
20?
Acrobatics is kind of nuts now.
You grab something, it slips through your hand. You feel like cloth almost like move away from your hand, and then all of you hear this audible voice. It's like something licked my back. Wait, is someone there?
yeah.
I'm gonna reach out with my ghost arm, channel like key into it.
It's Wake. Are you in a different dimension right now? This is weird.
When you reach out and grab him, you feel like you have just grabbed onto some kind of like scaly flesh, and you just hear like this. Everyone hears this audible like, "Ah! How did you do that? Wait! Oh no! Did I end up in the Nether again?
Wait, can you see my hand?
No, I can feel you,
Oh well,
but I can't see you.
yeah, I'm. Yes.
Can we all hear him?
Yes, you all can hear him.
Unless I'm in the Nether, in which case.
That makes no, that wouldn't make sense at all. But quick, remember something that you remember from me.
Okay.
I think back to all those badges that he used to wear, like all the symbols from all the different gods that he used to worship.
The book transforms into that, to a small pin that has a bunch of those badges on it.
Like that?
Okay, I saw something change.
Uh-huh.
I need it to be a stronger memory. If there's anyone else there with you, tell them to think of something that they remember. Something that I could visibly see.
Just like any memory, or it has to be specific
memory.
to him? Okay.
Everyone here roll an Arcana. Whoever's memory it is, they transform the scene to.
Wake is now thinking. Oh fuck.
I got a nat 20.
Same.
Okay.
But I think your Arcana is better than mine.
Probably not. I don't have anything in it.
I have a -1.
Oh, well, never mind.
Yep, Chromagill gets it then. Hearing the cry for just any memory whatsoever that could be radically different.
He remembers his forest very distinctly, like just every detail that he spent like 1,000 some odd years in the exact same spot. He remembers just about every individual blade of grass and nook on a tree.
Jesus.
Just it's like
Morgan,
very clear.
Morgan, you watch as the entire area around you like just starts forming grass that goes all the way up to your waist.
Oh.
You are now standing in a very enclosed area in the middle of a dark wood. There are mushrooms everywhere.
Oh, look, it's my circle.
Yep, there are a bunch of tiny mushrooms just waddling past you guys, where the tables used to be.
So this is your home, huh?
Mm-hmm. I stayed here for, oh, wow, was it 700 years, I think.
There is a hollowed out tree that has a almost throne made out of mushrooms, and that's where Chromagill sits.
There it is, at last. I gotta go over there and just take a seat.
You waddle over.
You had a throne?
It feels smaller than I remember.
Do you
You've
sit
grown.
in it?
He takes a seat. What?
I saw something. What the fuck was that? I saw something change and then something pressed against me.
I'm sorry, chair. I thought you remembered me.
No, I'm not a chair. Wait. You feel something grab your ankle.
Ah!
No, hold still.
Okay. Tries to stand perfectly still.
You hear the entire the entire area just ripples, and you see sitting right next to you is a kobold covered in a cloak, just like with books in his hand and a pen and quill in his hand as he's reaching out and grabbing you. What the fuck are you? What are you doing in my house?
This is don't worry, Risk. These are my current traveling companions. You remember I was being sent out on a mission. These two were assisting me.
Hello.
Oh, okay. I'm back in the material plane then. That makes sense.
This is Chromagill. He's the sovereign of this now.
I was the biggest mushroom in my circle. It's nice to meet you, little one.
I vaguely remember the lot of you. Well, it's
This
nice
is Morgan. You
nice to know. Oh, the
you
dead
probably
man.
have a lot in common with
That
him.
is. Oh man, that's why I felt like I was in the Nether. Your presence and why is it coming from? What happened to your arm?
I materialize it with key as much as I can.
Kind of lost it. I think Grammy's cooking it now.
Yeah, I'm back in the material realm. Hold on, one moment. He opens up his book and he flips through. He his eyes glass over and they turn black as he looks up into the air and he starts speaking backwards. The entire area transforms into a dilapidated the roof is caved in. There's wooden boards all over the place. It's no longer the Flappy Stingray or no longer the Mushroom Forest. It just looks like the broken insides of an inn.
I like the other two better.
You'll have to forgive me. My abode's not as pretty as it looks on the outside. Not since the Blargest happened.
Yeah. Here you haven't been making many friends lately.
No, they're too afraid of what I do. Most of my magic is now tethered to realms of existence than they are to the gods, and some see that as blasphemy.
Well, I see it as progress for you, buddy.
Oh, there's so much progress. All these books here, like everything on what looks like the broken table, that's all real. All those books are still there, even though they changed in and out of place. Everything here, I've written so many things. I've learned so many new things. There are have you ever heard of multiverse theory?
I'm just gonna be Wake and say no.
Morgan's fucking sitting his pipe.
What now?
What kind of role would this be? I just
General
Knowledge
intelligence?
Arcana.
Knowledge
Oh.
Arcana. Okay, I'm gonna say 14. Have I heard? Did anyone the many travelers I've met through my time, have any of them mentioned
No
this?
one.
When they weren't talking about limestone and obsidian.
Exactly.
I got a 22.
A nat 20.
No, 18 plus 4.
Still not enough.
For some odd reason, like, you don't understand why you think it could be possible, but the fact that this kobold is able to, like, shift through dimensions, you kind of feel like he may have found a way to actually, like, alter the universe around him.
I'm making that Detective Pikachu worried face. Uh-huh.
I have so many books. I've traveled to so many different planes. Places where the gods themselves almost feel like all the worlds themselves, they're part of the gods. But I found places that might be them themselves. That's where all their powers come from, and that's what people get all wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. You're probably here for some other odd reason, and
I
not
wonder
my
if
studies.
that's how the
I mean, this
collective
was
one
actually.
works.
I mean, this is actually part of it. I mean, we went to a different realm. Actually, you remember the collective one? We went to his place. He
He invited us over.
His eyes widen, and he waddles right in front of you, just like, tell me more.
Wake pops a squat on a probably rickety bench.
You sit on the bench. It breaks.
Wake's now sitting on the floor.
So there I was.
yeah. So there we were, fighting a massive spider.
The Chuadenja.
It's dead now.
You killed a creature known as that? He, like, just runs over to he, like, looks through one of his books. He starts flipping through it. This thing, it's a full illustration of the Chuadenja.
Yeah.
How many legs does it have? Is there a count?
No. Because the world it comes from is the legs.
Wait.
Whoa, now.
Hold on a second.
Wake.
Bruh.
Wake looks at the picture.
Yeah.
Looks a lot like that now, except kind of like scribbles a couple little lines around its head.
That is now.
Fascinating. You've actually managed to defeat a material version of the creature's leg. That's astounding.
Yeah, that thing's leg is dead now. It's gonna be limping.
Oh, I'm sure it's not completely dead. An entire universe spans of it.
Well, it's missing its leg in this universe now.
The face.
You basically just killed the eyelash of a fucking creature.
Kind of puts a whole lot of things into perspective here, but yes,
I
we
thought we
killed
killed
that.
strong.
So yeah, that thing is mostly dead in this world.
That's amazing. I didn't have any idea. I knew there were rifts in this world that could let other things come into our plane of existence, but I didn't imagine they'd be so massive or try to ripple in without causing some kind of disruption from the gods. But it seems like you've been having a grand adventure so far.
Basically, yeah, we also met in another, I guess, kind of pocket reality.
Sort
There's
of.
a archfey that we...
We went to the Court of Spring.
He shivers at that. Ugh, nasty place that.
They gave me their cloak, and I kind of just like furl it out a little bit.
He like a child, like
Grabby
hands you for the cloak.
Uppies, Chroma Gill, uppies.
Here you go, little one. Take a look.
He takes it and he starts like looking it over. He like looks at the little the Court of Spring icon and he flips through his book and he finds a piece of it. Oh my goodness, it matches.
It was given to me by the Archfey herself. She was quite complimentary.
Oh, I'm certain there are more than one Archfey, but it is grand that you met one. Powerful beings that, something to rival demigods.
We also met her son. He's mortal.
Saved him, killed
What?
Yeah, half mortal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
Fair enough.
anything's mortal in some way, shape, or form, right?
Oh my goodness. A creature that could rival that of an acolyte that is not part of the divine. He's like writing all this down now. Just like this kid is fucking like just going ham with writing down stuff. He's never been happy, his tail's wagging.
Helps when you romance a mortal.
Romance a mortal.
Yeah, we have a
test subjects.
Well, we actually have a member of his crew here with us. Still got that.
Oh, yeah.
A ghost like Skulls is now there in front of you. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, he knew the boy's father.
And he's from the realm of Ooh! He like Riff is clapping his hands. Oh, this sounds so much fun. I can't believe you're doing all of this stuff. If there were any other circumstances and a better time, I would have offered you a place to stay and I could learn all these things.
Well,
Well, with what's going on now, we might be face to face with another catastrophic attack from the demon incursion that's sleeping in here. I've been trying to find ways. That's what I've been trying to study on all this time, and I kept my mouth shut mostly because I didn't want the guards to think I was actually summoning them here. I've been trying to find ways to see if there actually is any physical mortal way to close a demon portal.
Well,
Unfortunately, I haven't found any.
perhaps you just need more real-world experience on that one, which is why I'm here. I'm getting the crew back together.
And we're helping, I say, pointing to Morgan.
Oh, you want me along then, do you?
Well, it seems you know quite a bit, and the knowledge we're gaining might be helpful for you.
More than that, Risf, I trust you. And trust is kind of few and far between here these days.
Oh, don't I know? Everyone thinks I'm a Blargest.
Well, I know you're not.
Speaking of,
Funny you should say that.
there might be one that we might have to deal with, but right now he thinks he's in a contract with us, so he is not a threat for now.
We duped one into serving us. I gave him literally one of these.
So if you need a study subject of a Blargest, let's say, we have one of those.
He like swaps out one of the books from the front. It has a face on it. A moving face.
Oof.
I could learn so much in so little time if I just joined up with you. Why did I stay here?
Wake pokes the face with his ghost handle.
I ask that you don't do that
It
again.
rides when you touch it.
Neat. Is it,
You felt that in your soul. You felt your whole body shake when it screamed.
does that thing have a name?
Oh, no, of course not.
It's a book, silly.
It's a book.
You don't give them names. Then they feel.
If he has a title.
No, if I gave him a name, he would then garner a soul. And if he garnered a soul, he would want to run away. And all my studies would be for nothing.
Help me. I'm conflicted.
Don't pay attention to him.
I won't for now. We might want to talk about that later, but I will.
Well, this is all my studies from the Nether Realm.
How?
Oh, I can shift through.
All right, Quan Chi.
Oh, you don't believe me then?
I believe
I don't
you.
know what to believe.
Oh, well, I guess I could give you some sort of example. He, like, snaps his fingers. Boom. He's gone. Like, you just watch his, like, from top to bottom, he, like, mists out of reality. Now, hold still. I want you to all keep an eye on the bottle on the table.
Wake's watching the bottle.
Or what?
I
I'm
watch.
watching.
You hear him speak backwards. The bottle folds in half. And you watch as a plant sprouts from the middle of it and forms a rose.
Ooh.
There is no spoon.
He snaps you hear a snap of the fingers and he returns. That's emergence of the Fey Realm and Nether Realm. My power comes from universes itself, not garnered to one nature.
Cool.
That's pretty
that
neat.
sounds.
And that's a real fucking class.
That sounds. Yeah. Now I definitely want you alongside us here, Risp. That's.
You told me he might be able to heal us.
I still think that might be possible if he created
what I'm
flowers out of nothing.
What I'm saying is you buried the lead. This seems fascinating. How long have you had these kinds of powers?
Oh, ever since I had my brush with death.
Huh.
You know of that.
Yeah, he had his soul ripped out of him for a chunk of time there.
Yeah, I negated a deal with Vecker.
I think I heard about that.
Yeah, his body was sitting on a table. There was a ghost trying to eat his soul, and
Yeah. Oh, yes, the Bodok was the tipping point for me when my soul was being ripped out. You want to roll knowledge history there, Morgan?
Morgan's got a lot of dead experience, being dead.
As an 18, my good sir.
You know what a Bodok is. They are restless spirits of mages. Things that can pull souls from others by opening their mouth and devouring it.
I think eventually got like bound to a staff or something, right?
we pummeled it until it became a stick.
Okay. That's how ghosts work.
Yeah, they pretty much beat the anger out of it.
And then we gave it to an angel, I think. I don't really remember what happened to it, actually. It just kind of went.
Well,
It'll all be over soon.
Well, if you need any guidance to that of the realms, I suppose I could lend my assistance. Unfortunately, due to the necrosis in my body, I'm not capable of really lending a hand when it comes to healing anymore. But my magic is powerful, and it stems from a source that most dare not touch.
I wonder if you two, with your deadness and his necroticness, if you could enhance each other somehow, or...
Unfortunately, no. My power stems... Do you know what the concept of the astral plane is?
Do I know what the concept... No, I don't. You could tell me.
It's the space between the realms. You see, the realms are celestial bodies, but there's nothing that ties the bodies together in a physical way. So there's like a sea or some sort of like vacuum where everything doesn't form together, but yet it somehow is within the same universe. That power, that space in between, that's where my magic comes from.
Wake pulls out his resurrection stone, hearing that.
Kind of like this.
He asks if he can hold it.
Yeah, careful. It's very strong.
I'm gonna roll an Arcana for him. I can't really explain what this is, but it does have a distinct, like, magical essence to that of the Feywild, kind of like your cloak. He hands it back to you.
To be fair, it makes sense. It was the Archfey that gave us all of our goodies.
Yeah. Power of a wish.
That's what you obtained?
In a manner of speaking.
Oh, why didn't I join you on this quest?
You were very insistent on doing your studies, and it looked like they paid off in a lot of ways.
Well, now I have the time to show it off to you, if you'll have me.
Absolutely.
Well, you'll know where to find me should you want to head out and make any heading. I'll make preparations if you are very keen on taking me along.
Wake nods.
By the way, where'd you find Carbol?
Oh, him? I made some travels over to Venin Island just for the sake of it. I actually wanted to test out most of my theories in a new location. So I stepped through realms back and forth, and unfortunately I found his body back in the material plane in shambles. His body ruined, but most of his magic and most of his essence came from his skull. So I figured I may as well repurpose him as something I could use. Maybe give him some more use before he passes on.
Makes sense. Did you run into anybody else on Venin?
Most of the satyrs and the fauns that live there, but no one important.
Didn't see Calliope.
No, I haven't seen her in months.
Yeah. Well, hopefully she's all right. Anyway, we'll be back when we're heading out.
You'll know where to find me.
Yeah, and if you need to find us, actually, if you need to find anybody, there's a portal at the
Oh no.
town.
I don't go outside anymore.
That's gonna be really awkward for this mission.
You'll have to smuggle me out then. I'm small enough.
Fair enough.
You see, I could teleport myself, or I could use my magic, but the guards will find me instantly.
Interesting.
The Volition, it's magic. Even though it is coming from another sort of source, it's magic nonetheless. It's all connected. Like you bleed magic. I can sense it. Your arm is magic. Your entire being with that cloak on is magic. And your dead friend here, hello, can I steal stuff from you? No, you can't. Like, slaps his hand. Oh, I'm sorry. Old habits die hard. So what are we going to do with him now?
We need to reunite him with the crew, I think.
Yeah.
He's part of we have sort of a ghost army.
Man, I missed out on a lot.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
Well, Well, how are we going to reunite them? Oh, you could just, drop me in the ocean and I'll find me boys instantly.
That sounds
very
convenient.
Yeah. All right. We can do that.
I mean, now I know where this place is. I could have the boys come here. But I'm not too sure the Navy would like a ghost ship and all that. Just fitting in their fair port.
I'm pretty sure they'll welcome any help they can get at this point.
It's not like they could kill us.
True enough.
Good point.
Unless they have a lot of silver.
Would be a shame if they wasted all of their ammunition before the big fight, though.
Like, when you say that, Risk kind of, like, winces, like...
Not a fan of silver?
No, not that.
Me
Just,
neither.
the naval ships are all made of magic, yes?
Yeah.
They are very well equipped with taking care of the supernatural. Why are they're called Vorpals for a reason, Wake.
That's fair enough. I mean...
Well, just tell me, boys, not to part ship inside the coast, then.
Just, wave the flag of peace. Whatever you can. I'm not sure if that's a thing.
A ghostly wail comes out of him as he's saying this. That's a good one, mate.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. We'll be,
Well, drop me in the ocean, then. He gets back in the bottle. Well, come on. Close the cork.
Figured he'd appreciate the fresh air.
Yeah, right.
all right. Well, we'll be back.
All right.
Got
and with that, Risk is now an option for you. He is an astral plane planar.
Astral planar.
Astral plane planar.
All right. With that, we can take a break now.
Sounds good to me. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the table. All right, we got our boy Risk. We got Grammy. That was the important one.
Yes.
I wanted to make sure we got Grammy.
Risk and Grammy, and
Are ready to roll.
you can also recruit Barabbas should you so choose. That was told to you.
Yeah, he's
He is-
he's directly at our exit right now.
Yeah. We will pass him on the way.
And since he is one of your options, I will go ahead and tell you what his class is. He is a Lawbringer Warden.
Lawbringer Warden. Wait, you're a
Okay,
warden.
I'm a warden. Yeah, maybe I could learn something from him.
Mm-hmm.
You can learn how to bring the law.
Oh, man, he could teach me how to fly.
Teach him about the law. The law.
You think it's my Eric Cochran that gives me the power of flight, but no, it's the warden skills you've yet to learn. Become a flying mushroom.
He
All
can
right.
teach you how to wear armor.
So you're still in Rite, and you're currently in the residential district.
Indeed, we are. Let's see. So
You've been told that Pliskin has been tending to take a lot of drink right now, so anywhere where there's drinking, you might find him.
yeah, the number of bars. In fact, I think Paula Fee even directed us towards the one that he's normally
Yep.
chilling at.
She actually mentioned you off to the Carve House.
It's the first place we met him. Makes sense.
Fitting.
And there's one other person here you can talk to that you haven't spoken to yet.
Of course. I mean, there's Nedra's obviously a stop for me, but Scrung is off dealing with a fairy or a pixie right now, who is surprisingly not at the meeting that we were assuming they'd be at. So that's probably more concerning
Worked
for
out.
them than anyone else. We'll start making our way back into town, and I think we'll stop by the Carve House real quick.
Okay. The Carve House is bustling. It is filled with people because there's a whole bunch of sailors from the Navy and also just like here who are from town working the coast. That is not changed at all since you've been away.
Just a lot more sad drinking.
Yeah, there's a lot more sad drinking than there is just merry drinking. A lot of folks who are working, but a lot of folks just here, just wanting to eat their ration, want to have their drink, just forget about the woes of the day.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of folk kind of just like looking at you, like you got like a bunch of humans and some dwarves looking at you. Yeah, like one eye's pat with eye patches, some hooks for hands, got bandanas going. It's the fucking whole works here.
It's just wave as I walk in. Look, I'm perusing the crowd to try to find the most antfish looking of them all.
Took me a second.
Roll a perception check.
If it just happens to be a shark sitting at the bar. all the easier.
Chromagil never met him, so I have nothing to look for other than man with a beard, which I have a feeling fills up a lot of these guys.
That's a 21.
21. The most antfish-looking fella here is sitting at the end of the bar, just getting another drink. Like you see, he's like readying down another bottle of grog. It looks like there are 6 to 7 bottles sitting next to him as he's getting into this one.
Like wanders his way over and
Hey, Pliskin. Long time no see.
Do I owe you some money or a job or something? He's fucking lush.
Not that I'm aware of.
I sit down next to him.
You all right, buddy?
Oh, never better. I'm on my, second, third bottle of grog? Bartender looks at you. Holds up 10 fingers.
Chromagil reminisces getting drunk and tries to think, is this more than me? Was I here?
Wake nods.
Well, that, and also it kind of proves that he's kind of a lightweight when it comes to drinking, because grog is just fucking lemon water, oranges, and light dabbing of alcohol.
Oh.
I mean, it's all those things fermented, so.
Yeah, but it's not like the strongest drink in the world. It's grog is kind of the equivalency of saying like you get smashed off 9 Coronas.
Grog is basically pirate ship toilet wine.
Okay.
Wake just looks over at him.
I hear you got the whole shark thing under control. That's kind of cool.
Who told you about? Who told you about? Oh, what did I call him? I give him so many names now. He has a name. I forgot. I've had a lot to drink. I'm sure I could figure it out once I sober up and probably throw up in a basket.
I bet you could.
I signal the bartender.
One water, please.
In a basket.
I'm not sure how the basket will hold all of it, but maybe some of it.
Better be prepared.
The guy like looks to you and he goes, one moment. He like holds up his finger like one moment. He brings in a garbage pail.
That'll do.
Yeah.
In more ways than you know, In more ways than you know, lad. And he hands it off to you.
I slide the water in front of... No, I pour the water into a grog bottle and then slide that in front of Pliskin.
Oh, thanks. I can't... it's good on you, whoever you are, for buy... One moment, please. His entire mouth... Like, you watch as his mouth opens up with a toothy grin. Half his mouth turns into a snout. And he fucking throws up into the garbage pail. It almost looks like a fire hose hit the bottom of this thing.
I'm a fire in my...
He pulls his face back up. It's a shark snout and jaw, and it slowly reverts back into a humanoid face.
I've never seen anyone do that.
Let me tell you something, but you should be lucky that it hasn't happened to you. It took, I don't know, a lot of, like, this many days for me to actually get this under control and do it at will. It works for me now. It works for me. Who am I again?
Your name is Pliskin.
Oh, right. Someone has to remember it.
I do.
As I look to the camera.
I remember Pliskin. I remembered Pliskin, damn it.
That's a shame.
No one remembers Pliskin. That's why I'm here.
I didn't say I'm bringing him, but I remembered it.
Pliskin, I know we haven't brought you out much, but we have a really important job for you right here in Rite.
We need somebody to watch the ship again.
Yeah, we need someone to stay lookout.
To sit on the ship.
Here on Rite. Can you do that for me?
The boat needs security. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, hey. What do you need? Why are you here then?
Came here to check in on you and see how you were handling. I heard from Risk you guys haven't really been seeing each other much anymore.
Yeah, because the whole town up and thinks that little runt's a fucking Blargess. Sold out the whole town. And some say that there's proof.
Well, you and I both know he's not.
I don't know anymore.
How do you not know? He's like your best friend.
I mean, it's just so hard to not tell when he starts summoning infernal things out of nowhere with magic no one in the Volition can explain. And when he tries to cover himself up, then all of a sudden here comes more Blargess. It's kind of a coincidence, don't you think?
I mean,
the Blargess have been happening everywhere, so I don't think that's his fault, unless he did something on a very big scale, which he seems powerful, but I don't think he'd be capable of that.
if anything, all of this just started going to hell ever since that tower fell over in Ebercall.
Oh, yeah, right about that.
And
I can't get a job off any ship outside of a naval thing, and they won't hire me for jack shit.
Yeah, pretty sure.
They won't hire a man who can do this, which I think is stupid. Holds up his hand, and you watch his hand claws over, and looks like it pretty much just like werewolves into a skinned hand.
I was gonna say, it turns into a flipper. Why wouldn't they hire me?
A claw, like a shark has.
Yeah, like a shark has. It's a clawed over hand, and it's like filled to burst with razor sharp like shark scales.
Yeah, to be fair, shark scales are very, very sharp if you rub them the wrong way.
I would figure someone with my capabilities would be the best for a ship. But no!
Funny you should.
They want someone who's clean shaven and not cursed. Well, boo fuckity who! I didn't choose this! Downs the water. Oh, this tastes like shit.
I catch it as he throws it with my ghost hand. Set it back on the table.
He's cursed, he is.
Aren't we all?
There he is.
Look, I know it's been a while. Are you sober enough to know who I am yet?
I smile at him with big pointy teeth.
He's the other shark you knew.
Yeah, we used to talk about shark things.
Oh god, don't tell me I manifested my own fucking curse right next to me.
Cool. Yeah, you know what? I've been called that. Mostly by Red, but...
Oh, I know who you are then.
Yes.
Do you remember that island where he turned into a deer? I still don't get how that happened.
I don't think he saw that part.
Oh.
He was on the ship.
Until we had to defend the town. At which point he would have seen a blue deer.
Nah, he was manning the cannons at that point.
True enough.
Him and
he was also a shark at that point.
Him and Gulfer were on cannon duty for that.
Yeah, him, Gulfer, and Grammy.
Yep. I know who you are. What do you want with me?
I'm getting the band back together.
Oh, good. Put the little traitor on both our sides so we could stick two knives in our back. Great.
You actually think...
I don't wanna! I don't wanna, but it's just so hard with all the evidence against him. The man turns his back on the faith, leaves me out to dry for months, and then the Blargess thing happens. What the fuck am I supposed to think? There is pain in this man's voice.
I suppose it's not about thinking. It's about, like you said, faith. He's been...
Just turns around, tells us the gods are a sham, and then gets all of these amazing powers out of nowhere. And then the demons show up. I'm just a simple asshole who runs a ship. How do you explain that?
He's been touching on to something for a very long while. Something that I
Yeah,
don't think
something
any
infernal.
of us... I think it's something even beyond that. Ever since he lost his soul and it got thrown back into him, he's been seeing, I guess, the world differently than we do. I mean, have you been to his place?
I've heard about it, but I don't care. Man abandons his best mate and then just fucks off into the ether, and with who knows what, he's probably having drinks with some fucking eldritch abomination for all I know. It leaves me, a cursed man, unhireable by any reputable ship. to hang here and die in the carve house only to eat rats like the rest of the poor slobs, like Timmy Two Teeth over there. You see a goblin sitting there in the corner.
He seems fine.
Another grog.
Mouthing.
Yeah.
A wink.
Look, I'm not going to tell you what you should do. And if you're probably not going to find your way onto a reputable ship at this point, I'm offering an irreputable one. Disreputable. Unreputable?
What's the pay?
Reputable-less.
All right, well, what do you need me to do and what's the pay then?
First things first. The only way you're going to be able to be on this ship is if you're okay with risk.
Find yourself someone else then.
Bliskin. I think he needs all of us, man.
Does he?
I think he does.
Who needs me then?
Him?
Him? Oh, him, right. The guy who just fucking backstabs his friends and goes play around with gods. And you. Oh yeah, you need me. Of course you do. The guy who just lets me sit on the boat and everyone else just fucks off and forgets who I am. You need me!
Well, we'd like you. And I think that you would be a fine addition. You've got incredible
I told
powers.
you he would remember that.
You have incredible powers.
Oh, that's cute. Right when it's convenient, my powers are amazing.
I've never seen them before, sir. But after witnessing them today, I think you'd be a very helpful asset to our party here.
You best get some good persuasion rolls here for whatever any of you guys say.
Let me tack on one thing. Bliskin,
Have you seen what's going on out there? Personally, I think from one cursed man to another. Bottom line is all we have is each other. So why not go out with a bang?
You don't look cursed.
Look at the
Put it away, man.
the gaping hole in his chest. Where Chest
Go ahead and
ones
describe
once.
it, just for.
Look at
flavor's
my
sake.
void titties.
I'm trying to come up with a
cup size is -D.
Fuck.
You're welcome.
Entrititties.
Oh! Da-da-da-da-da-da. That stream.
Whap.
Got that convex boot.
Anyway, as you were.
Yeah, but basically, shows him the gaping wound in my chest, and
You see one guy in the corner. The black spot.
more like black hole mate.
Timmy Two Teeth throws up the rat throws up.
The dancing roach meme.
I'm supposed to be dead, Pliskin. That's the point I'm bringing here. All we have is each other.
He and Risk have that in common, you know.
Roll a persuasion check.
That is a 17.
While not convinced, he actually, takes heed to that. You broke through a layer. Mm-hmm. You broke through a layer, but the man's not cracked yet. But that was a good roll. Mm-hmm. Anyone else besides Morgan want to take a crack at this?
Cromwell kind of sidles up. Pliskin, I've heard stories of your abilities and your powers that, while I understand they were perhaps underutilized while you were traveling with them before, things have changed a lot, and things have gotten a lot more dangerous. And if we don't get everyone that we can to help, that danger is coming for everyone. And this might be our last chance to stop it. So I understand that you have some disagreements and some problems with some people we're enlisting, but right now we need every able hand we can have. And from one creature that seems misunderstood to the other,
There's a giant talking mushroom in this fucking place.
shh. Yes, there is. And he's saying something to this sailor right here and points at Pliskin.
Persuasion.
So real quick, a quick question. We were hashtag blessed by Grammy earlier. Does that...
Yes, you can apply,
are these
you can apply that to a 1d4.
Okay. Hell yeah. 18.
Nice crack. He's paying attention. He like stopped guzzling down his drink and he's listening to you.
I understand that, we're not sure where everyone's going to go, what all is going to happen. I just need to know that if the time comes, we can count on you.
Wake, you got one more roll on this.
The natural wonders. All of us, we were a family. We lived on that boat together. We traveled. We might not have always been working on the same thing, but we were always there. You, Red, Ziaka, Onslow, Grammy, Gulfer, Eloy, Captain Ezra, Nedra, Risf, Scrung.
He's at the bar right now.
holding a dead pixie. Ah! Fuck you!
We did a lot of good together. And I think there's still more good that we can do, even if it's not all of us. The spirit lives on. You don't have to like me. You don't have to follow me. You don't have to join us. We have a chance to do something to save this world. And I think that might at least be worth visiting your friend and having a talk with him.
Roll a persuasion.
I'm just going to go ahead and just add that.
Add the 1d4.
That is a... Sorry, -1. 16.
16? You are so fucking lucky.
I know.
It sat on 20 for 2 seconds.
It's not luck, it's
You
my
know,
telekinesis.
Wake, there's always one thing I hated about you. And that's that you always get one thing wrong. He like stands up and he looks at looks at the bottle and he puts it down. It's called a ship, mate, not a boat.
That's fair. I'm used to traveling beneath them.
Kind of smiles a little.
I'll talk to him, but don't expect me to like it.
Just give him a
There's
chance.
a lot of hurt behind it.
I'm sure there is, but the only way to figure that out is for you two to talk it out. It's not for me to figure out.
Well, if you'll have this, man, I'll be aboard your ship. Where is it?
It's on the other side of a portal north of town. And parked a little further than that even.
Grog! Pliskin is an option for you to bring along your ship. He is a lycanthropy accursed. Accursed is a class that takes a curse like vampirism or lycanthropy and makes it your own thing.
Mm-hmm. Hones it, crafts it.
Yep.
Wields it.
And there you go. The man's here whenever you're ready.
All right. Well, he's going to be at risks, maybe. I don't know.
Well, before you gather everyone together, you're still going to go fucking globetrot a little bit.
Of course. And before that, got one final stop for
Major
the evening, which would be the monastery.
All right. So you head on over to the monastery. There are guards all over this fucking place. The Volition is cracked down hard. It's not even fucking possible to walk through without seeing at least one guardsman at the ready with either a magic scepter at the ready, a sword, a shield, a hammer. This place is ready for fucking war. But there are none inside the monastery. They have been told, and they are keeping to it, not to interact with Nedra and not to bother her on her day-to-day basis.
Wake thinks that's fair for right now. It's going to be awkward when he smuggles her out of here, but we'll see about that later.
So So you walk inside. It's the same as it ever was. Everyone in the monastery is just living their normal daily life, though there's this weird sense of tension in everyone's face. Like, they're fucking well aware now with everything going on outside. They're aware they have a fucking ticking time bomb in their house.
Brother, sister, sister.
Everyone just gives you back the same platitude.
Bowing.
Where's Master Sheldon?
Off in the gardens, giving his normal lectures.
I wander out that way and stand off to the side while Sheldon finishes off his lectures to whomever is in attendance.
Been a while since I've.
Everyone's in attendance here. Like, a lot of the people who are like just here to practice their craft. You got a couple of people like just showing off their capabilities against the target. Some, not all of them, but some have the aptitude to actually be using elemental magic. One guy like holds his arm up and a rock forms over his hand and he like throws it at the target and it spins. Another guy draws water from behind him and it turns into a spear and he like starts jabbing at it. Nedra's turn. Nedra stands up, walks on over. The entire fucking place is hushed. She like kind of like puts her hands clasped together right in front of her chest. And one fist turns to this side, one fist turns to this side. They're both encased in fire all the way up to her elbow. And she begins to just do some flurries of blows with it.
Wake smiles.
She doesn't see, like, she looks like she's getting like a very consistent combo going. She's not slipping up and she's keeping focus on it to the point where Sheldon just like nonchalantly goes, "Good, back to the seat with you," and then someone else gets a turn. But the next person who goes up obviously is just like weirded out by her. Like, everyone's fucking weirded out by her, but
Like
they're
she's,
doing
like she's kind of a pariah.
Yeah.
Everybody's like sitting away from her.
not really sitting away, like they're forced to sit there because Sheldon is just like, "You fucking move. I will make you do so much shit.
I will smack you with my stick.
Every fucking nook and cranny in this place is gonna get washed by you if you fucking move away."
Wake isn't here. Someone's got to do it.
Someone's gotta do it. Wake's not. Wake!
I'm just like standing with my staff. I'm hiding the fact that I've lost an arm right now.
Stands up and looks at you. Roll me a stealth check.
Ooh, you gonna get in trouble for losing that limb. Stealth check. I'll add the D4 to that 19.
You can't
anyway.
fight with a ghost hand.
Dog can't play baseball. 23 plus 9 is a 32.
Yeah, he doesn't notice that. He notices you, but he doesn't like he notices that there are people not dressed up in attire, but he'll just like continue on with the lesson.
My gi is probably fairly raggedy by now. I just kind of nod towards him as he's finishing it up, and
Time goes on. Everyone fucking finishes up their lesson. An hour passes, and everyone gets up. Sheldon dismisses everyone.
and I wander in.
Ned returns and sees you all. Oh, hi! Like, she doesn't jump at you like she normally does. She just stands there and just waves.
I walk up and I give her a big hug with one of my arms.
This hug feels incomplete.
I throw my other arm around, thereby like she doesn't see it because it's under her, but she feels the hand on the back. But she feels the ghost hand behind her.
Sheldon's eye opens up, one wide eye looking at you.
I kind of like, it's a long story with my eyes.
The belfry's getting clean today.
Not by me. I gotta.
Well, welcome the lot of you. It's been quite some time.
Hello again.
Good to see you're all in good health.
Look, there's a lot that needs to be spoken about here. Not the least of which is I think I might have tapped onto a little bit of some of the secret that our master had hidden from us.
You know how dangerous that is, and that's exactly what the enemy wants.
I empower my hand so you can see like the chi network just flowing through it.
I know a little too well.
Ah, is that what that is? Ah, very well. I feared you settled for necrosis more than actually using your key to give away your abilities. That actually is not too all uncommon, but very hard to master.
I honestly felt very natural, all things considered.
Fascinating.
Gave me a further insight to a lot of Master's teachings, honestly.
Well, if you are here, then either your mission is complete, or is there something else to talk about? Excuse me.
There is much to speak of, actually. We learned quite a bit in our travels, and while our mission is not quite complete, it is on the verge of completion, but there is some unfinished business and a crew that needed to be gathered. There's also the matter of this. Maybe you could help me make sense of it.
I pull out the resurrection stone.
And he looks at it. And this is?
It's I guess it's a physical manifestation of the power that our master had.
He looks left and right, seeing if anyone else is around you. He takes his staff and he knocks your hand to move it into away from you, hidden within your body. Yeah, he's like,
Wake nods.
I figured you might want to look at it.
To my quarters then.
Wake nods.
The lot of you, if you wouldn't mind. He shuffles his way in. He tells Nedra to come along. When he shuts the door, he turns around and looks at you, wide-eyed. Why do you have that?
We assisted a archfey in reacquiring her child and decided to bequeath us each with a wish. Mine just happened to manifest in this form.
Wake, you realize how dangerous this is that you have this, right? This is no joke. This is the whole reason why our master was killed. Right here, sitting in your palm.
And I think part of me always knew that I needed this. This is... The wish was for whatever our deepest desire was, and this is just what manifested.
Desire is not something that should be shunned. But at the same time, when our enemy is at hand and they could have prying ears and eyes in any which way given the circumstances, he looks over at Nedra. Hello?
Wake doesn't look over to Nedra. He's playing dumb to the situation.
Right. So, Sheldon is as well, but, Nedra doesn't fucking know or give a shit what's going on.
Chromagil is busy sizing himself up with Nedra, just trying to see who's taller.
Nedra looks at you, arches herself up.
He basically does another puffs himself up kind of.
Arches herself up.
Us two just arguing and trying to outstand each other.
Getting on your tippy stumps.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, Nedra doesn't have tippy toes, she has hooves.
She has tippy hooves.
So yeah, she, every time Chromagil, there's a little bit of an inch that she gives, she easily just beats you out by another inch. Huh. Roll athletics check for me to stand on your tippy toes.
To stretch out your gorgeous form.
Athletics, you said?
Yep.
That is a 24.
You think you have it this time, but she inches you out once more.
Oh.
Roll again.
With all of his muster, tries to make his cap just a little bit taller as he stands on his
all while this conversation of the fate of the world is happening on the other
Exactly.
side of the room.
Morgan's just, nope.
I'm going to add my blessing to this one.
I'm going to be so tall.
17. It's more I got a bad roll, and I was disappointed.
The tip of her horns hit the roof, and most of your cap, the front tip of your cap, hits the ceiling as well. The fact that you're still standing, and the fact that her horns hit the top of the ceiling, has jutted her to sit down. You are superior.
Nice one. Nice going, little one. But you've still got a bit to grow. Just takes a seat.
She looks at you,
And then extends a hand for a handshake. Of some kind. isn't exactly
You
sure how
watch
she'll
as her
take it.
giant fucking hand just looms in.
You're still very, very strong. Do not be mistaken.
Athletics.
19.
She shakes. You feel there's a spark in there. It's not the fire is not complete, but you could feel like there's a little bit of cinder to her handshake.
Whew.
It doesn't break your skin though. She's keeping it in. She's keeping it well in check.
That's a warm handshake you have.
Yep. Just. At one point, you almost feel your entire arm like wibble, like a dislocation.
Anyway, we were doing this in the background while you guys are talking
Yeah.
about important things.
When I first got it, I could see the worlds. I felt the connection between them and all the life and energy that flows around. I
You sound like the kobold.
suppose I do a little. I suppose I've seen a lot more than I ever expected to. Maybe that's why this comes as naturally to me as it did.
So what does this entail now? If your mission is not complete, what do you plan?
My plan now is to assemble the strongest crew I know, and that includes Nedra. I left her here with you to train, and she has gone above and beyond.
It is true. My teachings here has taught her some restraint. I feel ill handing her off to you, though. I don't feel you're incompetent. I don't feel your friends are. And I don't think your goal is noble. But the girl is a time bomb.
I see it differently.
Yeah, I don't believe your goal is not
Yeah,
noble.
no,
Sorry.
I understood.
My bad.
Not questioning the nobility.
The girl's inner nature, though it is smothered now by focus, face to face with that which wants to bring out the demon in her, I can't protect. And I'm not speaking ill of you, Wake, but I don't believe you will be able to either.
And my only thought is, if you truly believe what you're saying here, then would you rather she be here when that happens? Surrounded by these people and their only way to safety. I believe in her, and I believe that she will be able to stand up to this. I have known her far longer than you have. I have seen her progress. More progress than you know. I know I told you much about our learning together. But that doesn't change the fact that in this, I believe that I will need her and that she will need me.
Persuasion.
17, 21.
May the camera face me.
Yep. Natural wonders!
Despite everything inside telling him no, Sheldon decides.
You carry the burden of the apocalypse. You understand this.
I do. I feel its weight. But I also feel like everything that I have done, everything that I have gone through, every struggle, every battle with every demon, inner and outer, has been pushing me towards this.
You will have to grant me time to speak to the Volition to even consider this as a proposition. This is a lot you are asking of me to do. I will do so. You are my brother. But know this will come at a hefty price outside of all of this.
And when this is all said and done, either we'll be alive or we'll be dead, so that price is going to be paid one way or the other. Either I'll be right, and we'll all live, or I'll be wrong, and we'll all be dead anyway.
Despite being one who is supposed to grant wisdom, I suppose even we are prone to falling against the wayside to what our heart says. Give me time. I will see if I can have her leave. I will be made a demon worshiper out of this wake. Both of us will. Let us pray that your venture, I mean, you've been quite lucky with the handful that you've had so far, will fare successful.
There is a way that, you won't be branded as such.
Oh.
I can spirit her away in the night. Nobody has to get hurt, nobody has to know. She'll be gone without your knowledge. And we'll be
I suppose I could
hundreds of miles away by then.
I suppose I could feign a deaf ear to this. Though my inner core tells me absolutely not.
Oh, it's a terrible idea.
Indeed.
But I think it is the best one to make sure that nobody tries to interfere.
Leave this place. Do not return for some time. Come within night's fall. I will see what I can do.
I'll return in a few days' time. Thank you, brother.
Nedra is an available party member.
Hey!
Got it!
Nedra is a
Infernal monk!
fire elementalist.
Nedra is a Gabrazu. Ah, shit!
Oh, shit!
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Nedra is turncoat infernal.
Where our adventurers will head to next, we will find out next time.
At the table. Woo!